Sending over in 5, 4, 3.
All right. Hello and good morning, Questing for Glory. My name is bramhallthefifth, and this is Pokemon Gold version. I have my friend Dusk Enterprises with me. Do you want to say hello?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Thanks for showing up. We got the Jack and the Dusty Enterprise show.
So this is the Manipless category, which means RNG manipulation will not be used. I can go over during the run what RNG manipulation would theoretically accomplish in this run, but in the interest of getting the show on the road quickly, I will count down a new game in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. So, in the Gen 2 games, RNG manipulation can be used to do things like control your starter stats. In this run, because I don't have that luxury, I will be at the mercy of RNG. I do want a certain threshold of my starter Pokemon's attack and special stats to be met. If I don't, in the interest of wasting as little time as possible, if the very first Totodile I roll is not satisfactory, I will just have a backup save that I'm loading. And I rolled the backup save just now, so you don't have to worry about it being a manipulated Totodile or anything. And I happen to know that it's not the greatest Totodile in the world. Here I'm talking to my mom. She's gonna ask me what the day of the week is. It has to be Sunday, or the run doesn't work. Daylight savings time doesn't matter, just slightly shorter text box. If she asks me how to use the phone, you just say yes, and she tells you anyway, but it's one less text box. Alright, so we're going to be asked to pick our starter Pokemon here. We're going to go with Totodile because, well, he's just the fastest option throughout the run, but the bulk of the difference maker is going to be probably the first gym. The other two starters kind of get creamed in the first gym, and Totodile kind of just sweeps.
Shout out Totodile.
Shout out. Alright, so ideally I want to see 12 attack and 10 special attack. Ideally I also want to see 11 special defense, but that's kind of rare and I can do without it. Alright, let's see. Nope. Exactly what I don't want. 11 attack and 9 special attack. So we're gonna go with this one. So this one has 12 attack, 12 defense, 10 special attack, 10 special defense, and 9 speed. 9 speed is unfortunate, but speed kind of stops mattering pretty early, say for some really niche scenarios where truly bad speed can cause issues. For those who don't know, speed is what determines which Pokemon acts first. Because I have such unfortunate speed, I definitely want to take some wild fights for an extra level before the first mandatory fight of the run. Ordinarily, I would try to seek out specifically leveled wild encounters, so I can reach level 6 in 2 fights, but for the marathon I'll just take whatever and just grind to level 6. Another thing that a manipulated one would do is they would use RNG manipulation to not get encounters on Route 29. So, or really anywhere up until we're able to buy repels. So I'm kind of at the mercy of RNG when it comes to getting bogged down by wild fights. And each wild encounter, assuming you run first turn, takes at least 13 seconds, so this is a pretty enormous swing.
It's level 6.
I'm not level 6 quite yet. I gotta get one more. The Pidgey was level 2, so I'm just short.
Yeah.
What was okay, I'll check in the next fight. I kind of forgot what my HP was. I think it was 20. So the reason why starter stats are random is because they go off of a system. Your stat growths are dictated by 4 numbers called determinant values. These go from 0 to 15. 1 for attack, 1 for defense, 1 for speed, and 1 for both special attack and special defense. They are separate stats in this game, but they scale off the same DV. Okay, so it was 2 level 3 Pidgeys and a level 3
Here we are.
All right, 14 attack is exactly what I want to see. And we are level 22, or 22 HP. Okay. I'm using a handy-dandy Java application called GSC Helper to kind of help reverse engineer what my DVs might be. So I already know that I have 6 speed. Going from 9 speed at level 5 to 11 at level 6 can only be done if your speed DV is 6. So that's okay. I mean, it's probably not perfect, but it won't lead to any late game issues.
Yeah, fancy potion on the way there.
Yeah, using my expert game knowledge to know that hidden potion was there.
We got Mr. Pokemon here. I wonder who's that on the right. Probably is it Professor Oak?
Is that the world famous Okido Hakase? Alright, so
Man's just chilling.
Professor
right
Oak's gonna give me a Pokedex. I have to go all the way back home after this, and then I have to make this trip again. Although I go a different direction, I don't go to this house. So the early game is a lot of walking around back and forth and hoping that you just don't get bogged down by encounters as little as possible. Oh, you get a full heal right here, which is convenient. Because
heal. That's what we like.
there's a handful of these early on, and then they start becoming more sparse. Alright, so there's an emergency happening at Elm's lab. So we gotta go back. First tile, love to see it.
Sometimes that's just how it be.
So,
and level 2.
Oh, 2. Yeah, I'm not killing anything anymore. I do want to be full health for the first rival fight. Actually, I did forget to unequip the berry. So the berry is a held item. Totodile comes with a berry. If you're holding it and then you dip below half of your HP, you will get automatically healed for 10 HP. I want to unequip it because I want to save it for later. I don't want it to go off earlier than I want it to, earlier than I need it to. Although I'm picking up 2 extra berries here just because the early game is so volatile. The berry in that tree is a pretty common safety pickup, but the one I just got from that guy in the house, like, nobody gets that. But we want to make sure this goes as smoothly as possible. Alright, so here's some red-haired kid shows up. He calls me a wimp. And he challenges me to...
That's not cool.
He challenges me to a battle. This guy has a level 5 Chikorita. Importantly, this Chikorita has 10 speed, and I have 11. I had 9 at level 5, so that's why it was kind of important that I got the extra level. So he tried to use Growl on me to lower my attack, but it missed. Status moves, when used by opponents, have a raw 1 in 4 chance to just straight up fail that you don't have, and it happened again, which is cool. Anyway, to kind of offset the possibility of Growl lowering my attack, I lowered his defense with Leer. 15, 15, 12, 13.
Got Rage.
Yep, okay, so yeah, so this is a huge reason why Totodile is a good pickup for the speedrun. Because he learns Rage at level 7. Rage is a pretty good move, but this early in the game, it's game-breaking. What it does is, every time you use it consecutively, it starts with 20 base power. Every time you use it in succession after taking damage, it gains another 20. So it goes 20, 40, 60, 80. And we're going to be fighting several trainers that we know are going to go for attacking moves. So the rage is going to stack up pretty quickly. And it lets us get by the first gym pretty underleveled. So I always name my rival something degrading in every run. I think the only real PG the only real PG rated name in the rotation is Elriz, so I'm going with that today. Alright, so here they're introducing the concept of Pokemon eggs. In this game, you can breed 2 Pokemon together and they can lay an egg. This time he's telling us, because we were trusted by Professor Oak with an egg, that means that we have what it takes to become the champion. Here I'm leaving the lab on the left side. It costs me 1 tile of movement here, but then it also makes this guy move 1 less tile both ways, so it ends up saving movement in the long run. Alright, this is the catching tutorial. This is Gold and Silver or Gen 2 were the last games until Sword and Shield, I think, to let you skip the catching tutorial. Professor Oak's assistant also gave me Pokeballs, which I can use to catch Mons. I'm on the lookout for this guy right here, the Sentret.
And level 3. What's up?
So Sentret is a Pokemon that can be used to teach the Cut HM, which is required for progression. Totodile can also learn Cut, but HMs are permanent, and I don't want Cut taking up a move slot, so I'm going to be catching the Sentret instead for that purpose.
Go.
You can actually you can delete HMs, but it's quite a bit into the game before you're able to do that. Alright. First tile once again. So, the way encounters work is that when you're coming out of a loading zone or out of a battle, or really just loading into the screen in general, you have, I think, 4 tiles of immunity from encounters, and then after that, I believe it's a raw 10% on every tile, or some kind of percentage per tile to just get an encounter. In Gen 1, it was 10%. I'm not quite sure if they changed it here. So I'm gonna head up onto Route 30. Getting the Sentret early was really clutch, because it can take a while. If you don't get a Sentret on Route 29, it can be pretty nerve-wracking whether or not you're able to find a cutter before repels become available. This game has an in-game clock. At the very beginning of the run, I set it to I just mashed through it and I set it to 10 a.m., which is the default. You want it to be daytime when you're going through Route 29 because that's when Sentret spawns. There is a strategy where you can set it to 5:40 p.m. and that will have it roll over to nighttime before you get to Ilex Forest, which gives you an extra chance to find a cutter because at nighttime you can I didn't mean to hit Lear there. At nighttime you can find a Oddish or a Paris, which are also both capable of learning Cut. I don't like doing this strategy because if it takes you that long to find a Cut user, the run's kind of already bad. And you're supposed to be using a repel anyway, and just foregoing the first repel, it feels really bad. You're favored to find a cutter before you get to Azalea Town. 17, 16, 14, 15, 13.
Nice. Hitting level 8. Youngster Mikey absolutely defeated.
27 HP. Okay, so I have 16 defense. Sorry, not, well, I have 7 defense, 11 special, and 6 speed. That's what I know so far. And 5 HP. Actually, no, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, so this is the first example of a spinner. Spinners are trainers who stand around and look in random directions. And if they see you, you have to fight them. You would like to avoid them, if possible. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Nice.
first Dawn avoided. The kind of the tech behind spinners, and there's no real guaranteed safe way to pass them without RNG manipulation, but the tech behind them is that if they're looking in one direction, there is another direction that's kind of paired with it that they're favored to look in next. So because he was looking down and I wanted to pass him on the left, I think that happened. I think that's what happened anyway. That was safer because down and left, or down and right are linked directions. I definitely gave the berry, right? Yeah, I did.
Yes, you got the bitter berry.
Well, I got the bitter berry, yes, but I gave the berry, because this is the fight I want to use the berry on. This is a level 9 Spearow.
Oh, yep, that's right.
I'm level 8, so this guy actually out-levels me. I think it's the only time in the whole run where that happens, but... Rage. Critical hit is not what you want to see early on. But I will get 10 HP here and go back to 19 health. If he crits me again, I can take one more crit, and then I'm okay. So every time I use Rage after he pecks me, it's going to be a bit stronger. This is iffy. I'm actually going to potion here. I flagged the Pokemon Center before I came in here, and that will be the Death Warp point in case I do lose. Yeah. And here I'm just going to use Scratch so I don't get the Rage's building text box, and he's already at 1 HP anyway.
Ooh. Cleared.
19 attack. Okay, this Totodile is actually quite good. I have 12 attack and 11 special. So anything more than 10 DV is, you're in a good spot. And I'm gonna outspeed both these Pidgeys here. That's nice. This guy has 2 Pokemon. Rage is especially good against people with multiple Mons, because your attack just keeps stacking, and they're just sending out more and more guys, and they just fall in front of you.
Its birds don't stand a chance against a gator.
Nope. Natural predator. And then when he sends out the next, it's the exact same Pidgey, really. It's another level 7 with all the same stats. And this time the Rage is gonna probably hit him into yellow. Yep. That's just how good it is. And to learn, yeah, and of course to learn this after just 2 level ups is not the most balanced thing in the world, but okay. I think I'm gonna just use the other berry for a bit of a safety pad. Falkner is pretty much the same strategy, just spam Rage. Going in at 20 HP is usually pretty safe if he doesn't critical you. But he can critical you. A critical hit does roughly double damage, and it's a raw 1 in 16 chance per attack that it happens.
Oh, who knew? A level 7 Pidgey.
Another level 7 Pidgey.
Nice
And his ace is a level 9 Pidgeotto, which Pidgey evolves into Pidgeotto at level 18. So this guy's a little bit of a cheater. Although there are underleveled Pidgeottos you can find in the wild, I'm pretty sure. So this Pidgeotto is always going to outspeed me. He's too fast. But we'll take him out in 2 hits.
No worries. Clean.
Clean, yeah.
Clean.
So yeah, this is why the other 2 starters are not good, because he has Gust, which Chikorita is weak to. And then he also has Mud Slap, which Cyndaquil is weak to, and is a very bad move to get hit with repeatedly because it lowers your accuracy. Okay, so Falkner just said that the Zephyr badge just raised the attack of my Pokemon. Every other badge, I think it's just it's most of the even number badges have a corresponding stat that they'll boost by 12.5%. This really only matters with the 3rd badge, which boosts speed. It just means that whatever speed you see is not your real speed. Your real speed is 1/8 higher. Unlike in Gen 1, the badge boosts are not bugged, and you can't stack them multiple times. But there's gonna be a, there's gonna be some, fights later in my, that where I have to keep in mind that I have more speed than I actually have. So I'm taking the Pokemon Center here because I have to go here for story. This guy wants me to take the egg. You do have to take the egg or you can't progress to the next route.
Unfortunate. But remember this Pokemon Center. We'll be back here later.
We will be back here later, yes. I didn't give the Bitterberry. So the Bitterberry is a hold item. It's just like the normal berry. It's consumed upon usage. It will immediately cure confusion and then disappear. The Paralyzed Cure Berry does the same thing with paralysis. The Bitterberry is kind of nice to have, but between here and the next gym leader, there are 6 Pokemon that can cast Supersonic on me, so it would be nice if there was, you know, more than one use. It almost always just gets eaten on this next trainer here, who is a Zubat, with a 50% chance to Supersonic me every turn.
Confusion, am I right?
How confusing.
It's a unfortunate status condition to deal with.
Yeah, so confusion makes it so that there's a 50% chance that you will attack yourself on every turn. A lot of the Pokemon that can use confusion, or some of them, also have moves, or other Pokemon in the party that use moves like Tail Whip and Leer. And if your defense has been lowered, you hitting yourself does more damage. So right there, he just used Tail Whip on me. So if I were to get confused, which I do have protected against because I haven't eaten the Bitterberry yet, I would hit myself really hard.
Our first Zubat.
Alright, let's go. Leech Life.
Okay.
Leech Life is his only other move. It's basically just a 50-50 if he uses Confusion or not. Also, if he uses Supersonic, he can miss. Alright, so I made it past... I made it past Youngster Albert with the Bitterberry intact, which means I still have it for Fisherman Ralph, which is the really scary one. Just hit level 12.
Get out of here, Youngster Albert. Get out of here.
Yeah, this guy should be called Elriz. Oh. Actually, there's a lot of people who deserve the title Elriz in this game because you fight over 100 trainers in this game. There's Bellsprout. This is another option for a cutter. I did have a run once where this guy broke out of a ball 3 times and killed me. He just used Growth, which is a special attack raising move. And then he hit me with Vine Whip 3 times, which is super effective against water. Alright, here's Fisherman Ralph. This is actually an optional trainer. I'm taking it because he has a single level 10 Goldeen, which drops a lot of experience. And will get me to level 13 before Union Cave. At level 13, Totodile learns his first water type move. There's Supersonic.
Oh,
hate to see it immediately.
Hey, it could have been the Zubat.
There's Tail Whip. So yeah, Water Gun is a water type move. Union Cave has a trainer that I have to fight 3 Geodudes in a row, so just having that super effective type matchup as opposed to my Scratch, which is not very effective. Okay, confused proof here. Clutch.
Great. Love to see it.
Ends up being pretty convenient to have Water Gun here. Water Gun is also, it's a same type move, so because I am a water type and Water Gun is a water type move, it'll give me what is called a same type attack bonus, or just a 50% damage increase. That guy is not a spinner, he's a rotator. There's a handful of trainers that just predictably look in all 4 directions in a cycle, and those are easier to deal with than spinners proper. So here's another spinner. I'm actually gonna... This guy's pretty fast to fight. He has a single Onyx, and he also drops a ton of XP. In normal runs, you would just kind of walk past him and just hope he doesn't see you, and if he does, then it's fine, because it's a lot of XP and a bit of money. And you want to kill some wilds in here anyway. But here I'm just going to talk to him and fight him on purpose because... Nice bonus. You reach some damage thresholds that you wouldn't otherwise with this experience, or that you aren't guaranteed to hit otherwise with this experience.
Oh wow, a Geodude. Who would have thought?
So yeah, if I didn't fight Hiker Daniel, I would probably have killed that guy, but I don't need to anymore. Another interesting thing about so the way this game determines whether a move will scale off of your attack stat or your special attack stat is purely based on what type it is. So all water type moves are special, all normal type moves are physical, and it worked this way up until Diamond and Pearl. And nowadays, any move can be physical or special regardless of what type it is. The easy way to remember which is which is if Eevee, the first 7 Eevee evolutions plus Dragon. So that's Fire, Water, Electric, Grass, Ice, and Psychic and Dark, and Dragon are all special and everything else is physical. So yeah, Geodude is rock ground, so he's quad weak to water, so he just kind of dies. We have another spinner. We have another spinner pass coming up. Yeah. So if I had walked in front of him there, I would have gotten hit. Now he's stuck looking up. So I gotta wait about 8 seconds for him to turn again. Tile's not good.
Wow.
I got turn framed there. So the way you can kind of maximize your chance of passing a spinner safely is kind of pause buffering. He's probably gonna turn up and see me. He can look left here. That's fine. Go for it. Alright, good. That guy's a little slow to fight. It's not the worst thing in the world. It is, more XP. Sandshrew. This would be my last chance for a cutter here. And Sandshrew is, so I did get all 3 of them, thankfully. So I would have been fine no matter what. But yeah, there aren't a lot of Pokemon that can learn Cut in Gen 2. Starting in Gen 3, Rattata can learn Cut, but in this game he can't. So here's Fire Breather Ray. If you're lucky, you can one-shot the Vulpix with a critical, but otherwise... it's a 2-hit.
Close.
And unfortunately knows Quick Attack, which will always go first, regardless of speed stat. Unless I also use Quick Attack and am faster than it.
I guess Scratch will crit before Water Gun will crit.
Did Scratch just crit? I kind of wasn't paying attention.
Yes, it did.
Alright. That guy's not too bad to hit in gold. In silver, not in silver. In gold and silver. In crystal, he has a Geodude. He has a Geodude anyway, but you don't have Water Gun yet because there's fewer trainers in crystal.
We're here with Kurt now. He makes a lot of Pokeballs.
Yeah. Kurt can make Pokeballs from an item called an Apricorn. Unfortunately, it takes a whole day, and I don't have a whole day to wait around, and I don't really need a lot of balls anyway. Here I'm going to buy some items. I'm going to go 5 Super Potions, 4 Repels. Normally I would buy 3 Antidotes. Today I'm going to buy 4 because 3 sometimes isn't enough, and a Paralyze Heal. And on that subject, I should actually heal up, because I forgot to do it before. There we go. Just getting my last dinky little healing item out of the way. I'm sorry, I said balls on stream. I won't do it again. There's a hidden full heal here. Generally, you don't really need this, but you never know. So, one of the items I bought was a Repel, which is an item that will ward off encounters with Pokemon that are a lower level than your lead. You can actually get wild encounters in here, and I didn't use a Repel. But you expect not to, because they're kind of rare. You don't have to walk that far before getting into trainer battles, but it does happen, and it's frustrating when it does. So this is our first encounter with Team Rocket. This is always everyone's favorite part of speedrunning Pokemon Gold and just playing Pokemon Gold in general is these gauntlets of rocket grunts.
Ugh. Child me was livid.
Exactly.
Going through the rocket gauntlet.
This one's a little bit unfortunate because every single rocket trainer... Oh, that's a nice crit. Every single rocket trainer is mandatory.
Got a total of 4 fights in this cave. Just first one right here.
Oh, shoot. Actually, I should have gone up one tile there. Because that has a super in it that I'm probably going to want to pick up that item ball over there. But it's fine. It's just extra movement to get it now. Alright, here's another Zubat. Unfortunately, I don't have the berry anymore. So we'll see what our RNGvis wants to give us today. Love it.
It's open for leech life.
Take a swig of water here. That's number 1. I didn't quite count how much damage that did. Alright, now I gotta heal. Unfortunate. So it's a real good thing that there's another super potion literally right there after this fight. Three self-hits in a row is not what you want to see. 4 turns of confusion in a row is also not good either. Okay, that's a good crit. He healed so much off of leech life that wasn't guaranteed. Actually, it probably wasn't even possible to kill from there without a critical.
Okay, no more confusion, but okay.
Can your egg level up while still an egg? No.
Oh, we skipped the poison.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, that guy can use Poison Sting and poison you, and you don't really want to be poisoned on that fight. Or you don't want to be poisoned for the next fight, I should say. Alright, so this next fight's kind of interesting. I'm going to be spamming Rage on it. This guy has 3 Pokemon. He has a Rattata and 2 Zubats. It's pretty rare that the Rattata hits you twice, but if he does, Rage gets powered up enough where you can one-shot the Zubats. You can one-shot the Zubats. It's not guaranteed. Because there is damage variance in this game. Oh, man. We're critting left and right. We're not even going to get hit once unless he QAs. Okay. Alright, so there's no reason to stick to Rage here at this point. I will just scratch the last 2 to death. Because I have no Rage stacks. It's going to be a 3-hit. At best. Alright, good miss.
Ooh. Nice.
Supersonic, I think, is something like 50 or 60% accurate. Let's hope that our Totodile criticals again. Nah. Oh, I didn't touch on this. This is probably obvious if you watch a lot of RPG speedruns, but Totodile is named A because it prints text. The game prints text 3 characters at a time every 3 frames. So basically every letter that your Totodile's name is an extra frame. And Totodile's name pops up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. I did name the rival. Renaming him 1 character is also faster, saves time for the same reason. But the rival's name only gets printed 22 times. So I don't really care about that much. And then of course my character is named QFG, and having him be named A would save time as well. This coughing can also poison you, but it's not really a big deal if he does, because you get a free heal right after this fight. I don't think Rage kills there.
Nice.
Alright, pretty okay Slowpoke well, aside from the 1 Troll Confuse.
Right. It's not confusion, it's definitely poison, but we avoided poison altogether.
Alright, so what Team Rocket's doing here is they're cutting off Slowpoke tails and selling them. Apparently they make a good delicacy. But now we've rescued the Slowpoke. And we can now challenge the next gym. So, interesting thing about twin fights in this game, they didn't introduce double battles until Gen 3. But each of these twins is actually coded as a different trainer, and they'll send their Pokemon out in different orders depending on which one you walk in front of, or which one you interact with. So I want them to send out the Lady Buff first, because the Spinnerack can use Scary Face and String Shot and lower my speed. So that's why I walked one tile to the right there, despite the fact that I am going to end up going left later. This guy can also poison me. Alright. Nice.
That is unfortunate.
So I'm going to keep this poison, actually, because the next fight is against a Paris. The Paris has Scratch, Poison Powder, and Stun Spore. But because I'm already poisoned, he will not waste a turn using another status move. So he will only use Scratch, and then I can Rage Stack against him and get a good 3-turn kill. I am going to have to heal the poison eventually.
Yep. Ooh, level 13. Okay.
Okay, Rage. Yeah, I'm level 17 right now, I think. So next one should take him out.
Sweet.
Fantastic. Okay. Next fight is against Bugsy. Wait for this guy to... Nope. He's stuck again. Common theme here. They're all going to get stuck looking in directions that I want to pass on. You know what? I'm going to have to go for it, I think. I'm going to save. Bugsy is usually fine, but I have died before, so just doesn't hurt. And also, I don't want to hit Benny down there, because he's kind of slow to fight. No thanks.
Oh,
yeah, he didn't
left.
He didn't make that easy for me. All right, there we go.
Easy
So
pass.
yeah, he has a Weedle, a Cocoon, and a Beedrill. And the Beedrill's just kind of slow to take out, especially. A lot of the spitters in the game have 3 Mons, and it's just, you don't want to fight them. Alright, so the fight, Rage. It's Rage, Rage, Rage all the way down. It's pretty safe to build up Rage stacks on this Metapod. He only knows Tackle, and he also has like he also has String Shot and Harden. He's now String Shotting me to where he's faster than me. But the last Pokemon that Bugsy has is the Scyther. The Scyther always outspeeds me, no matter what.
Oh no. Let's just hope it's just one Harden.
Poison Sting. If this poisons me, it's a little yikes, but it's usually fine anyway. Okay.
Alright.
I'm going to hit level 18 here. Most notably, level 18 is a level where Totodile evolves into Croconaw, which is really good, because the very next fight I have to do after this is hard enough as Croconaw. As Totodile, it's just not going to happen. Alright, so Scyther just used a move called Fury Cutter on me. This is a TM that Bugsy's going to give me after I beat him, which I just did. What Fury Cutter does, it functions similarly to Rage. It starts with 10 base power, and every time you use it consecutively, it doubles. So it goes, instead of Rage, which goes 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, Fury Cutter goes 10, 20, 40, 80, 160. It gets really, really strong really fast. The one drawback is that it's 95% accurate. It's actually the only move that we're going to use in this entire run that is innately inaccurate. So, dropping the Fury Cutter chain and having to reset it is... We're only going to use the Fury Cutter TM for 2 fights, but like at any point having to reset the Fury Cutter chain is catastrophic due to a miss. Anyway, second gym out of the way. It is now time for one of the fights of all time. This is the second fight against Elriz. And yeah, it's pretty troublesome. I'll get into why once it really gets going. I'm going to use a repel on this tile. I think that's all. Yeah, I didn't get poisoned or anything. And I'm going to teach Fury Cutter over Rage.
Rage has definitely served their purpose.
Yeah. Rage can continue to be useful, but it's alright. We don't need it that much badly anymore. Especially now that we have a stronger Mon in Croconaw. Okay. So the rival starts with a Ghastly. The Ghastly knows Hypnosis, which will put me to sleep. I do have a full heal, which can cure sleep, but you don't always have it if you're trying to, like, save time, because it is a little slow to pick up. It knows Lick, which can cause paralysis. I have a Paralyzed Cure Barrier equipped, but this is not the fight I wanted to get used on. Lovely. And then it also has Spite, which makes me go AFK, which is pretty much just AFK. It's fine, I'll just die to this fight, and then I'll have the Berry again, because I'll load the save. Alright, so the real trouble here is the Bayleaf. The Bayleaf has Razor Leaf, which is super effective, and has a higher crit rate. So crits are normally a 1 in 16, and Razor Leaf is a 1 in 4 to crit. I also have to hit 3 Fury Cutters in a row. If he uses Razor Leaf once, he probably will keep using it. He usually doesn't use it on turn 1. He's more likely to use something like Reflector Poison Powder if you're at full HP or high HP. But we got through it. Not unscathed, unfortunately, but we didn't get critted and killed. I do have to heal off that damage, I believe.
Just in case.
And now that I'm full health, Zubat is probably going to Supersonic, or he can Supersonic me. At 8 HP, which is what I was at. Nice. He's more likely to try to kill me with Bite. Bite only does 5 damage, but it would have killed me with a critical, so I made the quality heal there. But it wasn't the cleanest fight there. It was a little worrisome with the turn 1 Razor Leaf. But we got through it.
Bye-bye, Elriz.
He took that L. He'll be back. Alright, so now I'm going to go into Ilex Forest. You can get wild encounters in here, but my repel is active. And I will not get any encounters for the next 100 steps. So here's a little, I guess it's a mini game, where you chase around this Farfetch'd and try to get him to go back to his owners. For this one, if you want to go in the him to go in the right direction, you have to talk to him from the right. And that saves a couple more stops. And
Full of 6 prompts.
the reward for the returning the Farfetch'd back to the workers here is he will give you the Cut HM. So HMs, Hidden Machines, are moves you can teach your Pokemon that are also used for progression in the field. So that tree that you can see in the top right corner there can be cleared with a Pokemon that knows Cut. So we want to teach that to Sentret.
Sentret finally taking one for the team.
Right. And that's the last time we'll use Cut for a very, 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 very long time. But we still need an entire Mon in our party to take care of those trees. And yeah, like I said, Croconaw knows Cut as well, but our move slots are a little bit more valuable than that. Cut is actually not very strong in battle. That said, the Crystal Manipulated Run, which uses a Raikou as the main Pokemon, using RNG manipulation, you can catch one pretty early. Will teach Croconaw Cut. Okay, so my Repel just ran out. And I also just picked up the Headbutt TM. So, when possible, you want to try to combine menus. So, I waited for my Repel to run out before I taught Headbutt here. Headbutt's just a really strong move that can cause a flinch chance. And now I'm going to use the Repel again. I lost a little bit of time because I forgot what pocket it was in. Pick up this extra super here.
Plenty of items around.
Yeah, there's another full heal in here as well. Generally, you don't want to be picking up a lot of these backup items because they burn steps on your Repel. Mine might actually, because I made a small movement mistake earlier, mine might actually run out in the grass. So that's another spinner, but you can't see you if you walk behind the sign. That trainer also can't see you if you're far enough away. I think Repel's going to run out in this last tile of grass here. I have to risk 1 turn frame. Alright, we're good. Now, you're probably thinking, man, the movement speed of this game is so slow. Well, we have good news. We can get a bicycle right now.
For free, no less.
Yeah. Apparently this guy's a failing bike shop. So he's going to give us a free bike to advertise his store. Let's see. How's my health doing? I don't want to waste a potion. I'm not going to use it. I would use the potion here. So what I did there was I registered the bike to the select button. So now I can just press the select button and get on the bike automatically. This is something you can do with any key item in the game. So now it's time for the third gym. Everybody's favorite, Whitney. Whitney
I was about to say the same thing. Favorite gym.
Whitney is probably, in my opinion, the worst fight in the run. It's for one simple reason, really. The Clefairy knows metronome. So in something like the Rival 2 fight, which is another very infamous fight in the run, a lot of bad things can happen, but we roughly know like how likely it is, right? So like Razor Leaf is like 23% to crit. It's a 1 in 4 on top of a 95% chance to hit. That's fine. We know the odds of certain things happening. Metronome can cause Clefairy to use just about any move in the game. There's a small handful of ones that it can't pull, but anything is on the table. So this is definitely a save before the fight. Yeah, Explosion. I think I might have seen Self-Destruct once, but not Explosion yet. The worst I think I got was Solar Beam crit. Because Solar Beam, even when it's called by Metronome, is still a 2-turn move. And, but if you see the first turn, it's just like you can't do anything about it. Also, on top of the garbage that this Clefairy and the Miltank that comes afterwards can give you, I have to hit at least 5 Fury Cutters in a row. Oh, so what are we getting? Rock Throw? That's fine.
No problem.
Wasn't even worried. Alright. Here, Clefairy's gonna mimic Fury Cutter. That miss is not good. I think I probably just straight up lose this damage race here if I try to reset the Fury Cutter stacks from here. That was a critical. Actually, did not do that much damage for a critical. Okay, that's guaranteed stomp from Miltank, so I just die, unfortunately. I figured that was probably the case anyway, but figured I might as well, because maybe Clefairy will miss Fury Cutter. So, yep, 5% chance any given time that I swing Fury Cutter to just whiff. And it is what it is. Double Slap is okay. I don't want it to hit too many times to get my health too low. That's 2 criticals and a 5-hitter. I'm actually going to heal that off. Pretty low stakes. Pretty low risk for this because I was only on Fury Cutter 1. Oh, now we're going to do this again. Okay. Okay, Glare is a paralysis move, but it missed. I've already burned my berry, so it was fine. And now she's trying Fury Cutter, but it's not gonna work out for her as well. I'm already too far along in the chain. Okay, so the mill tank is going to come out. It's faster than me, unfortunately, and it knows Stomp, which can flinch me, and that's pretty much just GG if that happens, but we win. Because it used Rollout, it's now locked into using Rollout again. So I can safely switch to a more accurate move to finish it off. Because if it had missed Rollout or if it had used Stomp, it would have been able to use Milk Drink on that turn, which would heal it, and I would have to swing one more 95%. Alright, second try. The first try was pretty slow, but...
What?
Could have been stuck there a lot longer.
She called us a meanie.
Yeah, she doesn't... This is one of quite a few or maybe not a few, but... This is one of several gym leaders that doesn't give you a badge right away. This one doesn't give you like, Whitney doesn't give you a badge because she starts crying and forgets to. And there's going to be someone who's a little bit more of a jerk about the badge later on. Alright, so Goldenrod is kind of the main metropolis of the Johto region. So I'm going to be running a lot of errands here. First of all, I need the squirt bottle here for progression. This lady will not give me the squirt bottle until I beat Whitney, so I had to do that first. And then this guy is going to give me a free Spearow named Kenya. This is a side quest to deliver the Spearow to another NPC outside of Violet City and get the Nightmare TM. But the reason we want to pick it up is because it can learn Fly. Now we're going to go into the underground. I don't have to go in here yet, but I do have to go in here later. And both of these trainers will be blocking the way later. So it's good to get them out of the way now because the later point will come in at a period where PP is a lot tighter. So every move, as you might know, has a limited amount of charges. So Bite here, as you can see, has 25 uses before it runs out. And managing your PP on each move is a very important part of the run. In addition, the experience that these trainers give is extremely beneficial. I think it's actually these trainers that gets me to evolve into Feraligatr when I want to.
Clean sweep there.
Do you consider type alignments in battle? No. That's actually an interesting point. When possible, if I can use a move that's not super effective to take out a Pokemon, I will use one that isn't, because the super effective text box is extra time wasted. So there with the Slowpokes, I knew the Bite would guaranteed one-shot them. But if I'd had 13 attack DV instead of 12, I could have just used Headbutt, and that would have been a guaranteed knockout. It probably would have been safe to do at 12 as well. It's probably like a range or something, but I don't know for sure. I never tried it. So this guy has 3 Magnemites and a Voltorb.
Nothing but Magnemite, that's for sure.
But there's another reason I want to go down to the underground, and that's because there's an item pickup in here that's actually pretty important. It's not required, but it's important for the run. Extra super right here.
You love to see it.
Yeah, even in my my PB attempts, I always get that just because it's nice to have. So that coin case is that coin case is the item I want to pick up. It is what allows me to get coins for the game corner, which I can then exchange for prizes. So I'm gonna head over there right now. If you have any jam emotes, feel free to let a couple of them loose in chat here.
It's the game corner, legally distinct.
Yeah. And then over here, I'm going to collect my prize, an Abra. The Abra will actually come in extremely clutch a couple times. Oh, I'm supposed... Whatever. If you say yes... If you say you want to get another Abra, she says you need more coins, which is less text boxes, then thank you, come again. But I kind of forgot briefly.
You go to the department store.
Yeah, gonna do a bit of shopping here. Gonna buy some X items. X items are items that you can use in battle that will raise your stats. Similar to something like Harden or Meditate. They work basically the same way, but they're in item form, and they don't use a move slot, so that's pretty useful. So we're gonna get 1x speed, 1x special. I can get away with 1x attack, but I'm gonna buy 2. And this guy sells a couple of goodies as well. I'm gonna buy some escape ropes, which let you exit from a dungeon immediately. I'm gonna buy a Great Ball, just as a backup. I'm gonna buy 2 full heals. If I can afford a third one, I'll get... Yeah, I can afford a third one. No, I can't. Never mind. Alright. Just 2 will do it then. If I had fought that bug catcher in the gym, I might have actually been able to do it. Alright, so now... we're gonna do some magic. Talk to our boy the Abra and have him teleport back to Violet City. If you'll remember, all the way back after I got the first badge, I went into the Pokemon Center. I did not enter another Pokemon Center after that. So now teleport is was flagged as my last center used, and I will automatically go back there if I use teleport. So I'm going to deposit Croconaw and the egg. I don't want the egg in my party because it'll hatch, and that's slow. And I'm going to withdraw Croconaw. And putting him in the PC heals him to full for free, so... while I'm in here getting rid of the egg, I might as well also take advantage of the heal. And it's actually... you can get to this next part of the game, from Goldenrod, but there's trainers in the way. So it's faster to go from Violet City with teleport. Okay, yes. So we want to switch. Get him to the front. And squirt bottle.
Definitely cuts the amount of time. Especially have to go through the route and the national park.
Yeah, it's a little bit of it's not like too much distance, but there are like I think 3 trainers blocking the way that you have to fight if you went that route. So that's a pseudo Wudo. You don't have to fight it, and it'll run away. It'll run away if you run away, I guess. This is the guy that we gotta. This is the guy we gotta fight to get to Ecruteak. We're gonna be going for a headbutt flinch here. This guy also knows hypnosis, so we would like to not see it.
I take a look at their name earlier. Psychic Greg.
He's disabled. That's fine. I'm not gonna use headbutt again anyway, and it missed anyway. Pardon me, I'm just taking a sip of water. There's a hidden ether here. If I'm good at the game, I won't need this. But, like I said, dang it. Ether will heal 10 PP on one move, and PP is kind of tight, so... the problem is that picking that ether up is a higher risk of encounter going through the grass, so... unfortunate I got that. Anyway, if you hit spinners, you'll lose PP on your moves, trying to kill them, or trying to beat them. We don't kill people in Pokemon, that's illegal. They'll get Offers of Jenny on us. But, here we have to fight 5 Kimono Girls for another progression item. Each of them has one of the 5 existing, at the time, EV evolutions. There's a nice flinch. We're going to be using Headbutt a lot, and we want to see as many flinches as possible. The next one has an Espeon. There is a strategy where if your speed DV is within a certain range, you can fight the Kimono Girls from right to left, and hope that by the time you get enough levels, you can speed tie or even outspeed the Espeon, but our speed is not good enough. The Espeon has 45 speed, and so a speed tie would be, including the badge boost, 40 speed for us. So the Espeon's always going to be faster than us, no matter what we do. I don't know. I think Scratch kills here. That's another big concern with regards to PP management is if you get sand attacked and then your moves start becoming inaccurate. It's a really big problem with this Umbreon coming up because he's actually quite thick. And takes 3 headbutts to remove. Alright, should probably switch.
Umbreon.
Should probably switch to looking at notes mode here. I have most of the early game memorized, and then after a certain point, I need to look at them. This should be a clean 3-hit KO. Sometimes he lives, and you have to just use like an extra water gun or scratch or something to finish him off.
That's right.
But my attack is really good.
Tanky.
Yeah, every evolution has like one stat that they specialize in. So Umbreon's is defense. Vaporeon is HP, so this is also a bit squishy, and will sometimes live 2 headbutts. Probably not going to 2-hit. Bite is a good move to have on hand because it's good type coverage and it's 4 letters long, which means it takes less time to print. Alright, so last but certainly not least, the Jolteon. The Jolteon is always faster than us. It will always use Thundershock, which is super effective. And Thundershock will knock us out in 3 hits. So we want to... That includes 2 with a critical, occasionally. Thundershock might not knock us in 3 hits, I don't know. Maybe make it under damage. You generally don't want this thing getting a 3rd turn anyway. First Thundershock. Oh, Thundershock can also paralyze. And I've already burned my berry. So I have no protection against paralysis. Alright, we're good. Definitely lost runs to the Jolteon before. Everybody has. It gets, as you can see, it gets pretty dangerous. Oops. And as our reward for defeating all the Komodo girls is the Surf HM. Surf is another reason why Totodile is a good starter to have for the speedrun. This HM is required to complete the game. It also doubles as a 95 base power, same type attack move. So it kind of just laughs at everything, at a lot of things in the game. Gonna heal up here. Teach Surf over Scratch, because Scratch has outlived its usefulness. And I'm in the menu, so I might as well just get on the bike from the menu.
Just save some inputs.
Alright, so this is the Ghost-type gym in Ecruteak. This guy has 5 Ghastlies. This is a pretty notorious gym for the lack of Pokemon variety. Every single trainer in here has Ghastlies and Haunters, and then Morty has a Ghastly, a 2 Haunters, and a Gengar. The Ghastly line were the only existing Ghost types in Gen 1, and Gen 2 introduced a single new Ghost type Pokemon, Misdreavus. Misdreavus does not appear anywhere in the entire game until the final dungeon, so it's kind of weird. Maybe they should have, at the very least, they should have had more Ghost types, I think, if we were going to have a Ghost gym. Anyway, sure.
Stay stacked.
Surf one shots everything.
Yes.
Yep. Bramhall, the famous black tab strats runner. Is that my reputation now? I'll make sure it is by the end of the month. Or by the end of next month. Alright, I probably just blew your mind right there. You can actually skip the second trainer here. There's another hidden path. If you fight that trainer, she tells you the hint behind where the hidden warp back to the start tiles are. And it's that you have to walk directly in front of all the trainers. But she doesn't tell you about the alternate path there. Curse is good, because it just took out half his own HP. Like a dum-dum. That Haunter usually outspeeds you. You can outspeed it or speed tie it. But you kind of want it going first anyway, in case it does something like that. Do you have a favorite ghost type, Nanaru? Or Dusk?
Good question. I'm gonna have to really think about that one.
I kind of like Gengar, I won't lie. But I don't know, really.
Yeah. Gengar is a classic.
This one's also a Surf. Okay, I still have my Paralyzed heal, so I don't have to burn a full heal in case I get parried. Alright. So, the next gym leader is Morty. He's usually fine. The Ghastly is almost always going to use Curse on turn 1. If it doesn't use it on turn 1, it probably uses it on turn 2. So you have to deal with the fact that... So what Curse does is it causes you to take 25% max HP worth of damage every turn. The Curse will not tick if you knock out a Pokemon on the same turn in this game. I'm generally anticipating at least 2 Curse ticks, so that I think at my HP stat that will be 38 damage. So I definitely want to be healed above that before I go in here. Above what am I doing? Oh, X items. So I'm gonna use an X speed, so I'm faster than the Gengar. Use Curse turn 1. There's a chance I can get hit with a third Curse tick, so that would be 57, but I'm definitely healed above that. Okay. Alright. If that had paralyzed me, I would be cringing, because I would have to heal that. And if I heal it, he could lick again, and paralyze me again. And also I would take another Curse tick. So that's kind of your loss condition. What am I doing? Surf.
Always Surf.
Yep. You don't want to overuse Surf because it's only 15 PP. And the Surf PP has to last kind of a while. So yeah, this Gengar is usually a 2-hit. Okay, Hypnosis miss. If that had hit, I would have had to cure it, which would cause me to take another Curse tick. I'm not sure if he knows Nightshade. Well, actually, it doesn't matter, because after he uses Hypnosis, he's always going to use Dream Eater. And that's if you cure the sleep, that's just going to be a straight up whiff. Now this is a Surf, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Alright.
Nice.
So coming up is another Manipless strat. What the Manipulator run will do is they'll rig the Goldenrod Radio Lottery to win the Master Ball, which is the grand prize. And they use that to catch a pretty difficult to catch scripted encounter that happens later to be used as another HM user for Whirlpool and Waterfall. I don't have a Master Ball. I can get one later, but I can't get one this early. So I will have to settle for a Poliwag, which I can find here in this lake.
And a Hyper Potion.
Yeah, I got the Hyper Potion. Unfortunately, the encounter rate is quite a bit lower in the water, so this is a little bit of a choke point, or an RNG swing here. We'll see how quickly it comes up. There we go.
Doing a little bit.
You don't want to get to the B section of the music. All right. This is a level 15 Poliwag. That's actually really good. What am I doing? Water Gun. So low-level Poliwags that are below level 18, I think. Now I'm sleeping. It's fine, I'll just catch it. It's like 17 or 18, I think, where they learn a 4th move. This one now only has 3 moves. It has an empty move slot. So for one of the 2 HMs, I'm going to teach it. I won't have to teach over anything, which is actually a pretty sizable time save, about 8 seconds. Unlucky to get another encounter here, especially after the what I just said about low encounter rates in the water. But that's on me for going all the way in the corner, which is just a strategy that I do to more easily try to get turn frame encounters. So we're gonna head off to Olivine City, which is our next destination.
I love this song.
Pretty good one, yeah. Use my last repel, and I do have to wake up Croconaw. So that was my last repel. I'm about to buy more. I just couldn't afford very many in Azalea. Bike movement is a little tricky just because of how fast it is. So there's a gym again. Elriz again. Yeah, there's a gym leader here, but she's not here. She's at the lighthouse. So Elriz comes out and says, "Why don't you train at the lighthouse, you weakling?" So we're gonna go do that. Before we do that, whoops. Gonna buy a couple hypers. I think 3 is fine. I think I still have some supers left over, and 7 super repels. That shouldn't short me on money, but if I do, I have a ton of TMs from the gym leaders that I can just sell. Shouldn't be a problem.
Banger right here.
It's a pretty good one as well.
Oh, I can finally answer that question about favorite ghost type.
Oh, yeah?
I'd actually look at the decks, and I think it's probably Dusknoir.
The Duskull lineup is pretty good.
Yeah.
Sableye I kind of like as well, just because I'm a Sapphire kid. Headbutt. Good flinch. This guy can use Hypnosis. It's unlikely, but it's another sleeping problem. I want to make sure to go all the way to the top here so that Sailor Huey here doesn't see you. I think that's who that is. There's another trainer right here. I think I'm going to hit level 29 here, which is important, because for Alligator, or Croconaw, conveniently, another reason why Totodile is very good, actually evolves really early for a starter, for a 3rd stage starter. You get for Alligator at level 29, or level 30, sorry, not level 29. You want to be level 29 because I'm going to get a rare candy soon, which will give me a free level. Super effective. I hit 29 right there. If I didn't get it there, I'd get it on the neck. There's one more fight I can get it on. This girl's creeps me out so much. Jasmine's disappeared. I mean to bring her back with me. Nobody had better get in my way. We've got a kidnapping plot here, I think.
And that's the Meryl.
Yep. Meryl, I believe... That's one of the ones they made a fairy, right? Oh, nice crit.
This is Zoomerl. I gotta definitely double check that.
Okay, so
yes.
you can fall down this hole. You want to do it on the left side or that guy will see you. And there's another spinner coming up. Good.
Nice.
Unfortunately, you have to come back up this lighthouse again and pass him again. So we're not out of the woods with regards to that guy in particular. All right. So we need to talk to her to get the plot trigger to be able to get the secret potion to bring to her later. Okay, big menu coming up. I think it's toss my unused status heals. I only have one full heal left. That's unfortunate. Super Repel. I can buy more full heals later, and I probably will need them. And yep, for alligator.
What? Evolving.
Yep. This is very good because Croconaw is in big trouble if he tries to go to the next gym, which is the next place I have to go. Okay, Hyper Potion. Move Super Repel to the top. And Escape Rope.
Howdy.
Yeah, I forgot I did have to heal Hypnosis on the rival fight, didn't I? So I guess 2 full heals wasn't really enough. But yeah, I'll buy more later. I go back to the department store again. So this guy with the buff bod is going to give me the Strength HM, which is another really good move to use in addition to being required for progression. And I'll be teaching that to Feraligatr. That's another rotator. And another spinner coming up, Swimmer Kaylee. I've never been caught by Swimmer Kaylee before. She's one of the 2 spinners that's never gotten me. But it's the first time for everything. I did pause kind of late there. I think she might spin around at me. So generally when you pause for spinners, you want to do it as early as possible after they've changed direction, just to give them less of an opportunity to hit you. I really like the surf music in this game.
Me too. But then again, I'm biased. I love Gen 2.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm gonna be biased. Gen 2 was my favorite as a younger person. I don't know what I couldn't tell you what it is now. I don't play Pokemon habitually anymore. But Gen 2 is a little bit of a weakness of mine. So yeah, Croconaw can get hurt really badly by this Hitmonlee. Flinch is really good. And has to go straight into the Hitmonchan after this, because this is another trainer looking at me right now. And Feraligatr has a much better time due to extra bulk and higher attack power. So we're drying up on our headbutts right now, so want to be kind of careful not to misclick moves. Nice. Let's get more than 1 critical and 5 hits. Okay, it was 4 times and only 1 crit. So strength is 80 base power. I think headbutt was 70, so it's a direct upgrade, although it can't flinch. We also need to use strength to move those rocks that are right in front of me here. Right. So we want to save 3 surfs for after this gym. So that was the last one before I get 3. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, it's all good. I was wondering, like, that's a level 25 Machop.
Yeah, that's kind of a recurring thing in Pokemon games where they'll have the pre-evolution and they'll also have the evolution. Just, you know, you kind of work your way up.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have like 3 Dragonites, but...
Oh, jeez.
Alright, so we're gonna heal up.
Who?
We're gonna heal up and then we're gonna use strength. so that we are able to push the rocks out of the way. Nice, thanks for the repel wear off. One thing you gotta be careful is that, I mean, sometimes your repel wears off a little earlier than that, I guess, depending on how good your movement is, and you want to be careful when you're healing not to accidentally use another repel. Because you want your repel to last a little longer, you want to use it later. Here's the monkey chain. Out comes the monkey fist. Last but not least, the monkey. I thought that was gonna crit, honestly. Okay, so the Chuck fight is another really dangerous one. Because he has a Primeape and a Poliwrath. The Poliwrath knows a move called Dynamic Punch, which is 50% accurate, but has a 99.609375% chance to confuse you if it hits you. The Primeape also knows Leer, which can lower your defense. I'm going to let him get 2 turns because I'm going to use 2 X attacks. So I can have my defense at -2 by the time the Poliwrath comes out. Dynamic Punch already does a lot of damage by itself. If my defense is at -2 and my own attack is at +2, I'm going to do a lot of damage to myself in Confusion. X attack. You can get away with 1 X attack here, but at my attack stat, it's not likely to work out in my favor. Okay, a Leer miss is good. So I'm not at -2 defense.
No problem.
Alright, there's a couple things we want to see here. We would like to see either a flinch or a crit, or for him to kill or waste his turn using Mind Reader. Or a Hypnosis miss. Okay, GG. That's like the last real sweat point of the run for a long time. Alright, so only 1 death so far. That's fine.
That felt really easy.
Yeah. Well, I explained why it's hard so that now you can picture it in your mind. Use your imagination and imagine I died to that fight. Imagine I hit myself in Confusion.
I mean, Dynamic Punch is already scary, but I believe because I played Heart Gold, Soul Silver the past year, dealing with a Primeape that double teams is not fun.
Oh yeah, the double team is not good. Yeah, most of the trainers in the Gen 4 remakes have pretty different movesets and are pretty much more difficult all around for the most part. So I gotta talk to this guy to give me the secret potion, which will be Jasmine. What Jasmine's looking for the Ampharos. I also just got the Fly HM, which I can now use because I got the Chuck badge, the Storm badge. Kenya.
Very convenient.
So now I can just fly back to Ecruteak if I can remember to stay in the menu. Directly east of here is Mahogany Town, which is my next destination. There's 2 ways you can get there. Well, the one I'm going to surf across this water to get there, but you can also go into that cave, Mount Mortar, and it's actually slightly faster if you have perfect movement. The problem with it is that it's completely dark, and gold and silver is completely dark inside Mount Mortar. So having perfect movement is easier said than done when you can't see where you're going. This is the first of 2 spinners that you have to... Wait, I don't have to do anything. This is the first of 2 spinners that you get to pass on the bike, which is a little bit easier because you're going fast. That said, I have been hit by him before. Now I'm headed to the Lake of Rage. There's a level 30 Gyarados up there. this is what you would catch with the Master Ball in the manipulated category. There's also a weird glitch where this Gyarados is like red for some reason. I don't know what that's about. Oh god, my eyes!
Tiny.
Get rid of it, get rid of it! So here I just use the Pokédoll. Pokédoll is an item that lets you run away for free. Just normally running away won't give you the red scale, so you gotta use the Pokédoll. It's kind of the same oversight in the code as if you've seen a Gen 1 speedrun with the Ghost in the Pokemon Tower. It's a lot less of a meaningful skip in this one because the Ghost lets you skip all of Rocket Tower, but here it's just gets rid of the the Gyarados without having to kill it. Sheesh, Sir Chew. Is that the Patkachu in the chat? I hope Patkachu doesn't spam me with Thunder later. Dragonite, Hyper Beam. Lance just
Wild.
Lance just attempted a murder there. Alright, so this is the Rocket Hideout section. This is another gauntlet of Rocket Grunts. Every time you walk in front of one of these statues, 2 of them show up and fight you back to back. So as you can see, this guy's a level 17 Drowsy. I have a level 32 for Alligator. Most players, when they get to this point of the game, are at the very least going to have a level 30 Gyarados. So another common criticism of the second generation of Pokemon is the level curve. And yeah, it's not ideal to be fighting tons and tons of Rocket Grunts that are like half your level. And the boss of this entire place has a level 25 Murkrow, I think, as her ace. Chuck had a level 25 Poliwrath as his ace, I think. Or no, it was level 30. Morty had a level 25 Gengar. So yeah, even Chuck out-levels this area. Okay, so I'm going to use my last strength here. So I'm out of strengths, I'm out of headbutts, and I'm almost out of surfs. But there will be a free heal coming up. So yeah, this guy tells you the secret. If you walk in front of the statues, they're going to appear every time. So we'll just have to turn them off. So that computer right there, you can switch off the alarms. This guy's in the way. I'm gonna take another sip of water here, so if I'm slow to clear this text back, that's why.
Scientist Jed.
Sir Jed. So yeah, Magnemites are a recurring thing in this game. If someone has there's like no trainers that have like just one Magnemite, and Magnemite has been given the new Steel type in this game, which resists almost every type of move. Water is one of the few that it doesn't, so we want to have a few water moves on reserve for people with teams of Magnemites. That's why we need those last 3 surfs, because everything else would be a 2 or a 3 hit.
Easy sweep.
Better press it. Who wouldn't?
Totally not me as a child.
Yeah, I didn't know that switch was there. So yeah, and I can safely go in front of the statue and nothing will happen. And here's where Lance restores me to full. Yeah, I like the music in this dungeon too. They got really creative with some of the sound design. Like that super creepy vibrato. So this rocket gauntlet isn't as bad as some of the ones that are to come up, but there's quite a lot of fights here against just piddling little dudes. The aim of this dungeon is we want to open some doors that are blocked by passwords. So basically, you have to like find the passwords. A runner rite of passage is to accidentally walk in front of this guy. He just has a Golbat, but it's still embarrassing if it happens. Lance Sprite looks like a Dracula. He's got a miserable little pile of Dragonites. What's this guy? I think more headbutts. Oh no, it's Surf.
Scientist Ross. With 2 coughing.
Yep, 2 coughings. Fun fact about coughing. Coughing and wheezing, originally their names are going to be Ni and La, N-Y and L-A. They probably would have gotten away with it too, because they could just change the name for the American release so that we don't get offended. But I'm always reminded of that when they use the move Smog. Alright, so this person has a password, so you have to remember to talk to her again after you defeat her. I think Coughing and Wheezing's Japanese names are now Dogas and Matadogas. But they were going to be NY and LA. Okay, yeah, talk to her. I was almost about to walk away too. I could have guessed that password, frankly. You gotta have a unique symbol and a number and whatnot if you want to really be safe.
Yeah. Remember, it's in all caps.
I don't care that Pokemon are hurt by our experiment. Look at this guy.
Ugh.
This guy's got something to prove.
Ditto.
Yeah, you definitely don't want Ditto to get a turn. I guess it's not that bad. He turns into a crocodile. Or a Feraligatr, and probably dead next turn anyway. Although he will copy your stats, and so he'll be speed tied with me, so that could be a problem. We'll never know, because he just dies in one hit. Here's one of everyone's favorite NPC. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Yeah, when I was a kid, I thought this guy was hilarious when I was a kid. Oh, heal.
They take you after Goofy.
This guy just has Eradicate. It's a pretty big hint as to what his password is. Eradicate tail. So, off we go to open the door to the boss's room. Oh, I walked the wrong way. Great.
I'd have to say, as a child, I did get stuck here, not knowing the password thing.
Yeah, it's, well, because she does tell, the first one tells you, I'll tell you the password, so I think that's a pretty big hint that you should talk to her afterwards, but the other guy, there isn't really a clear direction, you know, for a small child to follow.
That's right. Nothing but Rattata, Zubat, Coughing.
Yeah, not a lot of variety here on Team Rocket. The one thing the one upgrade that Team Rocket got is they have female grunts now who can now have like glooms and stuff. I think usually an Ekans or a Gloom or an Oddish line is usually going to belong to a female rocket. Here comes El Riz again.
Ugh. Not El Riz.
Yeah, he doesn't fight you again for a while, but he comes and taunts you every now and again. There's another fight with him that I completely skipped because it's not required in Gold and Silver. In Crystal, you have to do it. It's also the sequence that releases the roamers, which is why the Crystal run can afford to catch Raikou. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. Is there fan lore on why the stairs say ESF? I'm gonna have to keep my eye out. I didn't notice that.
Ooh, stepping up. This is Rocket Executive.
Yeah. One thing I always found odd is that the Team Rocket grunts have their own music, fight music, but the executives just use the regular trainer theme. I think it'd be the other way around, at least. Quick attack, love it. Why don't they use Growlithe or Houndooms? The very last rocket you fight in the entire run does have a Houndoom. That's not the... Oh, yeah, wait, no, that's not the right move. Whoopsies. Now he lived. Love it. I got poisoned. Should I just deal with that poison being active? I think that's going to be very awful to look at, so I'll cure it. But it is going to be my last full heal, so I'll have to buy more later. Alright, remember to talk to the bird. I had a run recently where I forgot to talk to the bird, and I had to go back and do it. And then, while I did that, I ran to the Golbat guy.
Oh, no.
That was a no reset, too, so I just had to deal with that being in the run. Alright, so that's a protein. We picked that up partly because of the... Oh, whoop, I almost did it again. we picked that up partly because it's in the way, but it's also a good item. It will raise your attack. Gives you about, like, 2 points of attack. I used an extra strength earlier. Strength count isn't really as important as surf count. I'm kind of wondering if I should just roll with it. The fact that I saved a surf earlier and... Sure, why not?
Another Rocket Executive. Arbok.
The grunts are weaker than regular trainers, and the admins are the level of regular trainers, and that's why they were assigned the music tracks. That makes sense. Strength.
Oh, look, Gloom.
This Gloom can live. It didn't. It's a very interesting fact. Sometimes Pokemon don't die. So yeah, I would surf this guy if I wanted to, but I'm not gonna. I'll take the W on saving an extra surf earlier. Alright, so that's the first rocket section done. Well, actually, it's not quite done yet. I gotta fight the electrodes now. What joy. Foo 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 foo. So, what Team Rocket's doing down here is they're trying to reach out over a pirate radio broadcast to try to find their leader, their disgraced leader, Giovanni, who went into hiding after he was beaten by a child in the first game. And in order to do that, they are powering their radio broadcast machine thingy with using electrodes. So in order to stop the broadcast, the only way we can think of it is to kill all the electrodes. Or make them faint, sorry, that's what Lance says. These do count as wild Pokemon, so they do have randomly generated DVs, as opposed to trainer Pokemon that have set DVs, because you can catch these. And sometimes they'll have enough HP where they can survive a surf. It's unlikely to happen. I have decent special. Oh, that one. Never mind. What am I saying? I don't know what I'm talking about. One more.
Hopefully Surf's got this one.
Pikachu, you snurf. It's Pikachu!
Yes, absolutely.
Alright, so now Lance is going to talk our ear off for a little bit, and then we get to escape rope out of here. And we're going to use the protein as well. In a world where nobody has invented the power switch, one child must fight orbs to the death. If anyone's ever... Actually, this was in the marathon earlier, Trails of Cold Steel 4. There's a really funny line where one of the characters says, "Wow, what a magnificent contraption. It's just a light switch." Okay, so we're going to protein our Feraligatr. And then blow this taco stand.
Feed some protein shakes to our gator.
Alright, so here's the most infamous spinner in the game. There's nothing you can do about this guy because you're on ice. You can't do a safe pass setup at all. Not that safe pass setups exist. Alright, made it past. That guy right there to the left.
Clean.
Again, there's nothing you can do about him seeing you. And you can't even, before you go for him, you can't see him, he's not on screen. Okay.
What you got priced?
He's got a seal. This seal, I think, is a slightly unfavorable range to die to a single strength. If he lives, he'll use Icy Wind, which will drop my speed. Okay, that's a 1 in 256 to not drop my speed. So that's really funny. But dropping your speed is not a problem if your speed is high enough, which mine is. But if you get the speed drop, then Dugong will go before you on turn 2 and he'll use Rest, which is annoying. That'll heal him to full. Yeah, I've never seen in the 1 in 256 miss in a run before. So you might know 100% accurate moves in Generation 1 have a 1 in 256 chance to miss. That's fixed in this game, but the same principle applies to moves that are supposed to have a guaranteed side effect. That's why I said 99.6% chance to confuse with Dynamic Punch earlier. And he gives me the Icy Wind TM, which I do not need and can just hawk for money later if I need to.
See you later, Price.
We got 2 more gym leaders to go. First, we got to take care of Jasmine, who we kind of left hanging earlier.
That's right.
I intend to take her back with me. You better not get in my way. Oh, wait a minute. I went too far to the right there. You can stick to the left here, and I'm pretty sure the trainer can't see. Yeah, he's off screen. He can't see you. That guy can't see you on that tile, but I wanted to be safe anyway. I don't know. And we gotta go past Sailor Ernest again. This is the one where I pretty much almost always hit him. I never hit him on the first pass, but I hit him on the second pass so many times. That's not safe. Oh god, dude. Wait. Oh, I didn't realize he turned. Okay, cool. Alright. I've hit one spinner in this run, but I did reset out of it, so... Does it really count? That said, there's still 2 left. Alright, so now we did the errand that Jasmine wanted us to take for her, so she will challenge us in the gym. Escape rope.
Just a very straightforward gym. There's literally no trainers.
Yep. She has 2 Magnemites and a Steelix. There's like... So we wanted to go through the Rocket Hideout early to rack up a bunch of experience. So that the Steelix dies to a single surf, otherwise he becomes a problem. But... yeah, that's the background on this fight. Otherwise, it's just click one button over and over. The gym leaders are kind of dropped off in threat level pretty significantly after Chuck. And it's all due to all that trash that you have to fight in the Rocket Hideout, pretty much.
Steelix. Unfortunate typing. Steel ground.
Yeah. So the ground half is weak to water. So, and surf is again very strong. Steelix actually has pretty bad special defense as well. It's kind of the drawback of, or the trade-off for being so bulky in the physical department. But it's a really cool Pokemon too.
Yes.
Only
Steel is my favorite type.
Alright, so we're gonna get a phone call after we leave here.
Sorry, you were saying?
Me?
Yeah, you were in the middle of something. I caught you.
I don't think so. Whatever it was, I can't remember. It was probably just some filler. Alright, so the Rockets have taken over Goldenrod Radio Tower, so we're gonna go back to Goldenrod. While we're here, we're gonna hit up the department store again, restock up on X items, now that we have more money and can afford more of them.
So much money from the rocket runs.
Yeah, they got quite a salary, don't they?
Oh, they're paid salary?
Presumably. Anyway, that's the return
I'll
TM.
have to write that one down.
That's the reason why it needed to be Sunday. That NPC's only there on Sunday, and she gives you the return TM, which is going to be pretty much our main move for the end game. And then we also bought Ice Punch, which is mostly for coverage. Here we're going to buy Calcium, which is like... it's like protein, but for special attack. Alright, now we got to stock up on X items. So it's 6X specials, 3X speeds, 11X attacks, a guard spec, which prevents stat drops, although we're only going to use 1, 3X accuracies, which makes it so that your moves always hit. I don't have enough money. Good thing I have useless TMs like Iron Tail. I'll sell Shadow Ball too. Yeah, I overbought on Hyper Potions. Yeah, I want a little bit more money because I also am going to get some full heals downstairs. I think 3 is okay. Yeah, that's good. Alright, so now it is time for another notorious part of the run, the Rocket Tower. Even more rockets. More rockets than you could ever hope to dream about. For these next few fights, we're just going to be using up the last of our Headbutt PP. because we're going to teach over it right afterwards. So try to get as much mileage out of Headbutt before we exhaust it for good. Headbutt, I think, is in slot 1 right now? Yeah, it is. There's Mr. Eradicate
Another
again.
Eradicate. Yeah.
You'll never guess what comes next.
Oh, jeez. Another one.
Every Eradicate in this game, I think, goes quick attack, so it's just flat, raw chance to lose like 3 seconds. Too strong, too strong. There's a little bit of tech in Rocket Tower, just avoiding the trainers. That guy right there has 5 Rattatas, so you definitely don't want to run into him. But it's an easy pass. It's an easy pass, so he just stands there staring in one direction.
I'm glad they're not a spinner.
That would be pretty terrible. That's definitely a save before situation. Okay, we got 4 more headbutts, and we'll use them all in the next fight, and then we'll do a menu afterwards. They're making a comeback. I think 2026 is going to be the year of the rocket. When I played this as a kid and I came into the Rocket Tower and like the rocket theme was playing, I don't know, I kind of found it funny. It made me laugh. Alright, so this Muck probably will take 2 hits. And he can poison us, which is annoying. He flinched. Great.
Nice.
Crit. Frick off, dude.
Only the crit was first.
Slash is a move that you can teach if you hit a spinner and need more PP or something, but didn't need it this time. So, Super Potion. Just use the last Super Potion here, I guess. Okay. Use Ether. I'm gonna toss the other one. I don't need it anymore. That was just in case. 2 calcium. My special just rose. Not like it's gonna make a difference. Still gonna miss all the ranges. And teach Ice Punch. So next time we see that stupid Bayleaf, who's gonna be a Meganium next time we see it, we're gonna have a super effective move. One thing I've been doing throughout the run is, whenever possible, I've been walking up to trainers that I would otherwise walk in front of, and talking to them from the side, and that saves the little exclamation mark bubble above their head, and them possibly having to walk over to you. I think this is what is this, a bite? I can't remember what it is. Oh, it is bite. Okay. That was a complete guess. I didn't have my nose scrolled enough. But it was bite, after all.
Oh, another Zubat. Who would have thought?
They probably know Supersonic, too. Thankfully. They're not gonna see a lot of the light of day. Yeah, conveniently all 3 of the elemental punches can be bought at the department store repeatedly. It synergizes really nicely with the Abra that you can get at the game corner for relatively cheap. Because Abra starts with only teleport, so it's pretty useless, but you can actually teach it all the punches. Here's another guy with 3 Magnemites.
The gauntlet. Lots of Magnemite around.
I'm fairly certain this isn't the same guy. So it's just another guy that likes Magnemites.
Yes, this person.
You notice even
Mark.
Jasmine earlier had 2 Magnemites. It's never just 1. There's also the guy in the underground who had 3 Magnemites. I think the only person who has 1 Magnemite is probably the rival. He's gonna get a Magnemite in the next fight. Yeah, the Abra line was absolutely busted back in the day. Alright. So yeah, that guy's a rotator, and if you just stop for a little bit, you can pass him safely. And I did stop for a little bit because I forgot what floor I was on, so I had to think about it for a second. And that bought me enough time to make the pass. Porygon. So I have 11 special and 2 calcium. Do you think I'll kill this in 1 hit? Nah! The pixel. Oh god. Okay, I have to cure.
Oh, what?
Do I have to heal that? I only use special moves on the next fight. I think I don't have to heal that. No. It's just going to be a slight animation time loss. But better than opening the menu an extra time. So burn cuts your attack stat in half. But like I said, in this fight I only use special moves. It also makes you take like slight damage every turn. Oh yeah, this guy is a sussy imposter. He was pretending to be the director, but he's actually a rocket exec. Alright, I'm gonna take 1 burn tick here because I have to X special. What was that, 15 damage? That's nothing. Bite. Yeah. You often have to status heal here anyway because sometimes the coughings can poison you. So this guy has 5 coughings and a wheezing. He's stacked.
Whoa.
The wheezing, fun fact about the wheezing, it knows explosion. It's not supposed to know explosion at level, I think this is 32. I think it doesn't learn explosion until like 40 something. So we have an illegal exploder.
Nice crit.
Another useless crit. I mean, I can't complain. I've had plenty of useful crits early on. We bite. You just bite for the rest of the fight. And it's a coughing!
Oh, jeez.
He's just trying to suffocate us to death at this point. It's like throwing a smoke bomb.
Yeah, #1 coughing enthusiast among the rockets.
Alright, we dashed directly in the underground warehouse, so we gotta go all the way back down the tower. Back into the underground. Fight more trainers.
Good dodge.
Yeah. I could have played that. I didn't have to pause for that long, but might as well just where am I going? Okay. Team of 6 Snorlaxes, a man of culture. Or a person of culture. So we gotta go back down here. So there's 2 trainers standing in the way. We already got rid of them. So don't need them again. Alright. I'm gonna full heal here. Where's the full? Here it is. I might as well heal up too, honestly. Yeah, I'll do it here. Then I'll just use the basement key from the menu. And look who it is.
Elriz.
Elriz wants to catch more L's.
Yeah, totally not tailing you.
With these hands! Okay. Oh, there's a little bit of technique to this fight. A little bit of finesse. The paralyzed berry I gave all the way back in Azalea Town. If I'm very lucky, I'll still have it. I don't have it anymore. But if I did still have it, I could. I would have a safe turn to set up a next special on this Magnemite because he almost always uses Thunder Wave on turn 1, which would paralyze me if it were to land, and it would just get immediately cured. Now I have to set up on the Meganium, which can be a little bit dicey. Where's it? I have the stupid key menu open. Next special, right here, right here.
Boy.
He poisoned me.
Sweet.
I think that always dies. The next Meganium might not die sometimes. Like in Victory Road. Falcon, punch! Snurf. Sneasel got snurfed. Alright. So after this rival fight is my least favorite part of the run. The entire radio tower section isn't exactly fun, but like this part specifically in the underground is just trainers, 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 trainers. Just movement and fights. There's one very rudimentary puzzle involving the switches on the wall, but it's the solution is extremely simple. It's basically just a grunt gauntlet. I got a full heal again. So here's a guy. Here's a guy.
Gosh. I wonder what this person has.
Oh, he's a single Pokemon. It's probably something really strong.
Absolutely. Level 27 10. Maybe youngster Joey would agree. Top percentage.
This guy's youngster Joey's biggest fan. Here's a guy. So this guy has a little bit more firepower. Instead of a single Rattata, he does have a Rattata. He also has a Muck. I don't know why he thought the Rattata belonged on the same team as the Muck.
Swept.
I guess I could mention about the Tri-Attack earlier. That move has a 10% chance to either poison, paralyze, or paralyze, freeze, or burn you. And I happened to get the burn, which I guess is a 1 in 30. Technically. I ended up deciding that it didn't matter. Is that a shiny starter? No. If it were a shiny starter, I would genuinely have just reset it. Because the amount of times that you would have to watch that, the sparkling animation, which is like a whole 2 seconds.
What? Another coughing. Wow. Who would imagine?
Keep forgetting Bite in slot 1 now. Yeah, the kind of the real tough gameplay aspect of this is that you have to remember to use the right move. You have to use the right move. Sometimes move slots switch around. Like, I have Bite in the front in anticipation of having to teach Return over it.
Nice crit.
I think the shiny for Alligator is, like, lighter green than this. Oh, that was a crit, wasn't it? I said no to turning the switch on. Great. Alright, so yeah, you just hit the switches left to right. That's how you do this. This is very hard if you don't know the answer, but I know the answer. That's easy. Biting, coughing feels like it should be an auto poison on you. Well, they don't have abilities yet. Otherwise, actually, coughing doesn't have poison point, I don't think. I think it has, what does it have? Levitate? I don't know what coughing has. They change abilities sometimes, and I'm kind of a boomer with regards to Pokemon.
Burglar Eddie.
Yeah, if like stacking this place with rocket grunts wasn't enough, there's also just burglars down here. The seedy underbelly of Goldenrod. These are probably the guys that run the casino. Sorry, not the game corner. The game corner.
Yeah, legally distinct game corner.
It's like a Dave and Buster's or a round one, you know? Are we stopping the Phantom train in here? No.
Burglar Duncan.
Duncan D's.
Oh, jeez.
Didn't you go to Duncan D's yesterday?
I did, for some coffee.
I could use a donut, but there's a Dunkin' Donuts near me. It's just a little far. I mean, it's not far. It's close, but it's cold. That's what I meant to say. It's a little cold. He's not... I wouldn't call him green. He's like a teal. But yeah, the way he appears in the sprites is not exactly accurate to how he appears in other artwork. But I can guarantee you he's not shiny. One interesting thing about, like, if you'll notice, a lot of these Pokemon sprites, they only have space for 2 colors. And same thing with the trainer sprites. It's 3, or I guess it's 4 colors, including black and white. But other than black and white, it's just the 2 colors. So they're able to get pretty creative and give the illusion of having more colors on a lot of these sprites. You'll kind of notice the result of this with there's going to be a Jinx I have to fight later. They changed for the English version, they changed the coloring of Jinx for, you know, certain reasons. And that makes it that their hair, because they changed her skin to purple, her hair couldn't be yellow anymore.
Saw 2 bloom. Now what is this one? Eradicate.
Where's the Eradicate?
Haha.
I haven't scrolled enough. Okay. Third slide, Ice Punch. Falcon. Punch!
Gold bat.
Yeah, the colors on this game look really nice. You can play this on the Super Game Boy and it'll remove all the color and it's a little sad. So there's a fan theory about your rival from the first game. So first of all, this is the Hyuk guy again. In Pokemon Red and Blue, your rival has Eradicate when you fight him on SSN, but then when you fight him in the Pokemon Tower, which is a burial ground for dead Pokemon, he doesn't have the Eradicate anymore. I think the same thing happened to this guy. I think his Eradicate died somewhere because he doesn't have it anymore. We know it's the same guy because he has this catchphrase, Hyuk. Ice Punch? Yes.
Easy.
Yeah, I remember looking into the kind of the back end of how they got the colors to work. I don't remember much of what I read on it, but that was when I first, like, it was first really, like, pointed out to me that, oh yeah, these sprites only have 2 colors. They look a lot more vibrant than that.
Coughing. Yet again.
It's Hyuk's younger brother? Maybe. Well, he says he remembers us, but maybe he was just watching while we fought his older brother. Who knows? You'll get what you Hyukin deserve. Hyuk. That was the last guy. That's cool. So now we're going to talk to the director, and he's going to give us another secret key. And then we have to go to the radio tower again. So now we're going to teach Return. Return is a very good move. It's a normal type move. It has a variable base power depending on your friendship stat with your Pokemon. So it increases... It's your total friendship value, which goes up to 256. And it's 40% of that number. So it caps off at 102. Right now, I think it's approaching... If it hasn't passed already, it's approaching 80, which would make it stronger than Strength. And it is a normal type move, which will become important later when we get an item that boosts normal type moves. So friendship like increases when you like give Pokemon vitamins and items in battle. Every time you level up, every time you get a badge. After walking a certain amount of steps, you'll get 1 point of friendship. So we've been spending the entire game with this for Alligator, and so it is pretty friendly. This is a return. It's going to be our first return. It's not going to look any different from any other kill that we do because it's a one-shot, of course. And then we Falcon Punch.
Eye coughing. Sears.
Alright, so this next... Actually, it's technically an executive, not a grunt. This next rocket coming up has a single Golbat. I think this is the one that we're worried about because he can survive an Ice Punch. And if he survives an Ice Punch, he will confuse me. Or he'll try to confuse me. Probably. I think I still have full heals, I think. Okay, he did not try to confuse me.
This is quite a tanky Golbat.
Yep. That was a super effective move, too. We got 2 more executives to take out. Oh, yeah, this is the same executive that we fought in the Rocket Dungeon. The only difference in her team is that her Gloom has evolved. Other than that, it's the same Arbok. Arbok, I think, also has a chance to live a Surf. Which it also had in the Rocket Hideout. But thankfully did not.
Bloom.
So I'm out of strength right now. I'm not usually out of strength here. I use a couple extras, I think, here and there, but I don't need strength anymore. There's a Pokemon, there is a trainer that I want to use that it says to use strength on, but return works there as well. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, well, I think I have a handful of Ice Punches to spare, but not a lot. So the fact that I use an extra there is probably okay, as long as nothing else happens. Alright. This is the last guy. This entire section is like, takes like a half an hour. From flying to Goldenrod to beating this guy. Probably even longer because I did extra shopping. Can I get away with returning this guy? I kind of want to save the Ice Punch. Oh well. Oh yeah, in Heart Gold and Soul Silver they gave the execs names. I don't know which is which. Because I played Heart Gold when it came out, but not since.
That's a cool Houndoom sprite. I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool one. Yeah, one thing that's really cool about Gen 2 is that Gold and Silver have different sprites, and then Crystal has animated little animations for them.
How could this be?
Alright, well, now Team Rocket's throwing in the towel. Like, see ya! We got beaten by a child again. So here I got a Rainbow Wing. This could let me go and catch Ho-Oh or whatever, but it's not required, so I won't do it. I love how he says off it. Like, I better go to my office! Like, he says it in all caps. I don't know why he does that.
Well, the takeover's over. Better get back to work.
So the pink bow is a held item that will increase the power of my normal type moves by 10%. So that's strength and return. It's very helpful because some Pokemon don't die without that. Alright, here we gotta do a little quiz to get a radio card expansion for our Pokegear. This is actually required to beat the game. Or I think it may be, in casual play you might be able to circumvent this, but it's the... using the radio is the fastest way to get through the Kanto section. So those are like all yes or no questions. The no answers are just spelling errors. Alright, now we get to play the game again. So back to Mahogany Town we go. On our way to the next dungeon, we're gonna get a call from the bike shop guy. If you pause for literally any amount of time there, that rotator won't ever see you. But if you don't pause, he'll see you. This guy just has 2 Pidgeotos.
Yep, just 2.
He's doing better than Falkner, that's for sure.
Yeah, level 25. Pretty good.
It's worth noting that if I were playing Crystal, I wouldn't have to fight this guy. There are way less optional trainers, or mandatory trainers in Crystal, but there are also way more spinners. So, sucks for people who run that. I personally never played Crystal, but it seems like the spinners in this game are bad enough. I've never actually gotten this call inside Ice Path. I almost always get it on the route too.
The bike shop. Thanks for advertising. Here's a free bike.
Thanks. Now I can't say that I stole it, because that's what I was gonna steal it anyway. You think I was gonna give the bike back? Oops. Oh yeah, so here's some ice puzzles. What is it? Left. Sorry, I gotta look at notes for this. I didn't memorize it. Straight into another one, which I up, left, down, left, up, right for the waterfall HM. This is necessary. The item looks optional. It looks off the beaten path, but nope, you need it to win.
Oh, fun one.
Yeah, there's a strength puzzle here.
Easy to get stuck here.
So yeah, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to push like all the boulders down these holes. It actually turns out only one of them is actually needed. Or maybe it's 2. I think it's only 1. Oh, nope. Alright, well my repel's gonna run out early, so that's fun. We could see a legendary Ice Path shiny, maybe. Oops. So that's the only one you have to push down, and then the rest of the dungeon's actually accessible from there.
Easy.
And then there's one more ice puzzle. It's not this one. I wouldn't call that a puzzle anyway. Okay, right, up, down, left. Alright, let's see. Oh, the repel runs out there. That's a little scary. Okay, good. No. Alright.
Good clear.
This movement's really hard. I'm not good at it at all. And then you want to do the menu here. No. Super repel. Heal up. Pink bow. And then we teach the Poliwag HMs. And again, like I said, this Poliwag has an empty move space. Because he's the lowest. He was the lowest level possible. Actually, I don't think they can be lower than level 15. Yes, Pokemon was the first Sokoban game that we all played. It's true. Cool Trainer.
Cool Trainer Paul.
Hi, I'm Paul. Can't take nowhere.
Yep, can't take him nowhere.
This guy has 3 Dratinis. I don't think real, like, people who play these games, unless they're doing some kind of gimmick playthrough, will ever catch more than one of the same thing. I don't know. Actually, last time I played Yellow, I caught both the Snorlaxes, but that's because Snorlax is the GOAT. They go through these guys go through rigorous training under Claire, supposedly. I didn't realize that the barrier to entry to being a gym trainer was so high. You think you'd catch something other than a single Seadra?
Maybe Seadra's all they need.
Smokescreen is cringe. I probably could have X-Act there, actually, because I didn't have to use one yet, but it's probably not worth it on just this cool trainer Fran. Another strength puzzle.
More of them.
This time we gotta push 2 boulders down holes. This guy says his policy is to use Pokemon that are stronger than dragon types. What do we think could be stronger than a dragon type? I always found this really... This guy's friggin' hilarious.
That's what you call a poser. Cool Trainer Cody.
This guy's Elriz as well. We're gonna get a fat critical right here. Check it. Nah.
Bye, Seadra. Never knew you.
See you later, Cody. I think this is the most gym trainers you have to fight in this game. I mean, you have to fight 3 in Bugsy's. No, it's only 2. You gotta fight 2 in Bugsy's gym. You have to fight a lot in Erica's gym, but I don't remember exactly how many. I think 4 is still more than that.
Cool Trainer Lola?
Uh-huh. Okay. Return.
This is the first time we see Dratini, correct?
Nope, we saw a Dratini, we saw 3 Dratinis earlier. This is the first time we see a Dragonair.
Gotcha.
Okay, I got enough. I got plenty of Ice Punches. Yeah, you have 3 Ice Punches to spare, so the fact that I used an extra earlier doesn't matter. That critical was not necessary, to my knowledge. No, Claire's Dragonairs can live. Okay, I'm gonna save. Claire isn't awful or anything, but it's been a while, so, you know, might as well tech-proof the run for the time being. And Claire can, like, be a little bit of a jerk, but doesn't usually kill you. At this point, you're just way too bulky for anything to be much of a threat. Johto has 2 sore loser gym leaders. I don't know if Whitney's a sore loser. She just forgot to give you the badge. Okay. So she has 3 Dragonairs. I think all of them, I mean, they're all the same, pretty much. They just have different movesets, so they are all ranges. But they're extremely favorable. I think I've only missed it, like, a couple times.
Yeah, maybe she's following somebody's example with 3 Dragonair.
Maybe her cousin.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Kingdra, the main troll thing Kingdra can do is use Dragon Breath, which can para. Again, I have no protection against para. Even if I still had the berry, I'm gonna favor the pink bow over it. Oh, Surf is nothing.
Nice.
Nice. So we referenced Claire being a sore loser plenty of times at this point. She doesn't think you deserve the badge, even though you won fair and square. So she says you have to do a rigorous dragon user trial in order to earn her respect and get the badge. And all that is just go into a cave and grab an item. Well, it is blocked by a whirlpool. I guess there's that. No, this way. Okay, well, now my repel's gonna run out early. Hopefully not too early. I forgot where to go.
Intended movement. Totally.
Yeah. Manipulation. Manipless manipulation.
Welcome to the Dragon's Den.
I personally think this song is a banger, but it is pretty polarizing. Like, the lead instruments are tuned slightly sharp to give it kind of an Eastern feel. But a lot of people say it makes their ears bleed. And I have seen it in playlists of like worst Pokemon or worst video game music before. I took extra steps there by accident too. Okay, we got 2 tiles of danger. We're fine. Why did I get on the bike there? You don't have to get on the bike. When you get on the bike, there's like a second freeze, so it's not worth it to get on for short periods of time. But I just absentmindedly did it there. Is there a glitch in the run? No, this run is glitchless as well. A Manipless glitched run, I'm not quite sure what that would look like. The main glitches I know that are used in Gen 2 are like arbitrary code to wrong warp to the top of Mount Silver, which I think those all require manipulating your trainer ID. Anyway, thanks, Claire.
Bye, Claire.
Alright, so we're going to leave the cave and we're going to call from Professor Elm. This is where you would get the Master Ball. You can talk to Professor Elm and get it. But it's actually optional. Yeah, in Crystal version and in Heart Gold Soul Silver, there's a little quiz you get to take to earn the badge instead of just a regular chest. Oops. Alright, this is the one place where you have to use Waterfall. We catch an entire Poliwag just to use 2 HMs that are each used once in the run. Alright, so one thing you have to be careful about with this cave is that coming out of it, directly coming out of it, there's a rotator, so you have to like be prepared for that. Alright, easy. There's also there's a strat for this section where there's like you can do extra steps to cause your repel to run out right before a spinner pass, but I never learned how to do it.
What's the name? Cool trainer. Blake.
You done messed up, Balake.
Oh, Magneton.
Alright, just another reminder. Ever since the very start of the Rocket Hideout where Lance full healed me, I've been carrying my PP count the entire way. and I'm pretty low on everything right now, but there will be a full heal coming up. I used 1 ether to get my surfs back, and then I like taught a couple of new moves over ones that were out of PP, and that's kind of just been carrying me this whole way.
It's Quagsire.
Yo, Quagsire's pretty lit. Whitney used fake tears. So true. Yow! Alright, that was a little... I'm surfing a little early. The thing is, this trainer coming up right here, the second he spawns in, he'll spot you and you have to fight him, so I guess better to be safe than sorry, but you can delay getting on the water a little bit. Yeah, I'm surfing around to avoid that fisherman as well. Yeah, gold and silver are very similar to crystal, but they're a lot of like very slightly differently placed trainers. I think this trainer might even be in the same spot in crystal, but he has a reduced line of vision, so you can actually just go past him. He might be set back a little bit, but I know that there are like no trainers on this path to Victory Road in crystal that you have to fight. Anyway, here's our full heal. Got all our peeps back. Here's the last spinner pass of the Johto section. Oh shoot! Okay, well, that was just a misplay completely. I walked right in front of her, and I'm like, I tried to double back, but I was too slow.
Oh, look, a Pikachu.
Pikachu! So actually, this is the other trainer that the other spinner that I never hit. I don't know if I want to count this, because this wasn't like a failed spinner pass. It was just I walked in front of her. I overshot my movement and walked in front of her. Should be fine. I'm using strength because there are a lot of extra strengths and not so much spare PP on the other ones.
Blastoise. Cool sprite.
We'll be seeing Pikachu and Blastoise later. And there's my last repel. Yeah, that was a skill issue. I'll admit it. I think these guys are just spam return.
Yes.
I guess Dusk has my spreadsheet open.
Making sure.
Yeah.
Follow along. It was Kingler.
Would be really nice to get a critical here. This guy lives on a pixel pretty much every time. Or a few pixels. Same with the Golduck that's coming up on a later trainer. Hitting a spinner sounds like a failed spinner pass no matter how you spin. Alright. Okay.
Larry.
I think you fight every evolution twice. Except for... You have to fight 3 Espeons in this run. I think... And only 1 Jolteon. Thankfully. Yep, I'm heading towards Victory Road now.
Cool trainer Jake.
Sir Jake. Eye emoji.
Totally not the one from State Farm.
Nah. This guy's cooler. That's why they call him Cool Trainer. Yeah, so this Golduck usually survives 1 return on like an actual pixel. I would like for my dude to critical there, but I don't think I've ever seen it happen. I blew it!
Later, Jake.
This guy's talking about Elriz, or she's talking about a guy she met named Elriz. Do you fight the bad guy? Maybe?
Rabbit Edge.
I could have returned there and maybe killed it, but it's not guaranteed. Which is kind of unfortunate because Surf PP is Surf PP is exact. And if I get to save a Surf there, it's beneficial. Alright.
Welcome to Victory Road.
Thank you. Welcome to you too. So Victory Road in most Pokemon games, there's like a gauntlet of there's like a gauntlet of cool trainers or ace trainers or whatever, but here it's just the rival fight at the end. You're so much weaker than I am. This guy is Copium. He's Cope to the max. I was only using 2% of my power. That's how come you whipped my behind 3 times already. If you had fought me in Burnt Tower, I would have beat you. Special. And I'm allowed to say that because I did beat him first try in this run in Azalea. I won't tell him about Whitney. Snurf. $49. I don't think I would have hit 49 there if I didn't hit Joyce, so that's a plus, I guess. Maybe this is a guaranteed Ice Punch kill.
It probably is. They're like
I've seen it live once. I don't remember what my special DV was, but it has happened to me. I don't know if it's happened to anybody else. Yeah, bro, I'm smurfing. This guy's not even in the same elo as me. I'm smurfing him.
Definitely.
Alright, Kadabra, the newest addition to the team.
With 1 spoon. Clean sweep.
Alright. So now we're headed to the Pokemon League. Conveniently, there is a shop there. Where we've just run out of repels and our full heal situation is a little sketchy if the shop weren't there. So we're going to buy a bunch of max repels and a bunch of full restores. The full restores are mainly for the very last fight in the game, where we're going to hope 11 is enough.
First Elite Four member.
Yep, this is Will. There's a fan theory that Will is the same person as Lorelei because they both have a Jinx and a Slowbro. And they kind of look similar, like the face, but...
Zatu.
Zatu. So I gotta set up an X special to sweep through his team. I hope that doesn't happen. That's basically what I'm hoping. I just gotta use Psychic probably. He's out of other moves, but Psychic is fine. It does a lot of damage, but not enough. Now we pretty much just go up the list. So the Ice Punch, the Executor, hit the attack its weak point for massive damage. And now Jinx is gonna come up and tell us all about her weekend plans. Thank you, Jinx. Slowbro is very tanky. At best, it's a 2-hit with return. I think at 12 attack, it's definitely a 2-hit. Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
And then we got one more Xatu. The Elite Four is mostly pretty safe. The main danger is, like, just worrying about stuff like getting confused on turn 1, which you want to heal.
I will.
Alright, up next is Koga, who's been promoted to Elite Four member after being a gym leader in Red and Blue. His team is, like, kind of ninja themed. They use, like, shadow jutsu or double team a lot. We expect to see at least one double team and possibly a minimize, so every single time you fight this guy, you will just use an X accuracy to make sure it's not a problem. But first I gotta set up an X special. We got double teamed, so we'll X-Ac to eliminate the possibility of missing. He's got a Giga Drain. It's super effective, but it's a pretty weak move, so we don't care. And now we just mash Surf. So Surf PP, like I said, is exact. There's a very small chance that this Fortress coming up can use Protect on turn 1. I've only seen it once. Ooh. And if he does, I have to waste another Surf PP, and then I have to figure out how I can save one later. But it didn't happen, so that's just yet another interesting factoid about things that can go wrong in a run where things rarely go wrong after a certain point. He's favored to use Minimize there. Again, that's an evasion move, but I can't miss because I'm X-Act. Crobat is faster than us, and it almost always uses double team too. But we're gonna Falcon Punch.
Instant. Bye-bye, Crobat.
And that's our boy Koga. Alright, so this is Bruno, who's been promoted to Elite Four number 3 up from number 2 in the last game. He has pretty much the same team, except for he now has a Hitmontop, which is a new Pokemon in this game, instead of a second Onix. The Hitmontop is extremely favored to use Dig a turn 1, so that actually gives us 2 free turns to set up. Because Dig always comes out on the second turn. Yeah, then we mash return.
Can't stop us now.
I'm gonna try to get a sip of water in while this guy's HP bar is going down. Wasn't fast enough. Hold on. And then we mash return.
Nothing but return.
Alright, the next one is a Machamp. This guy's really bulky, so the fact that we were able to set up to 2+2 attack is really nice. Didn't matter.
Ooh, ooh.
All right, this is going to be a little bit of a change. A
slowdown.
little bit of a change of strategy here. This Onyx, we're going to use Ice Punch. Shoutouts to Alpha Rad. Which martial artist was Hitmontop based on? He's based on Top Man from Mega Man 3. Now we have Karen, who's a little bit of a troll, because she leads with an Umbreon. Umbreon has Confuse Ray and Sand Attack. I'm a little bit low on HP, so it's going to probably prioritize attacking moves. Yeah, there's Feint Attack. How much damage is that? I'm fine. I'm fine. Even if it's a crit, I'm fine. So this is a 2-hit because Umbreon's really tanky. Oh no. I'm gonna full restore. Oh wait, no. Should I? X-Ack. Just X-Ack it. Alright. Just gonna keep wasting turns. That's fine. It's slow, but it gets us through the game. We got a really bulky grass type here, so the answer is Falcon Punch.
Ice is very useful.
Yep.
Cool.
Gengar. Snurf here. Gengar is actually really fast. If I had 1 speed DV, it would be a speed tie, and he would just straight out speed me at 0. But I have 6, so I'm safe. But if I had low speed, I would probably have healed before the Gengar, when the Gengar came out. And then we got one more Houndoom. Karen's Houndoom is pretty notorious for being kind of dangerous, but I have the type advantage, so it's a moot point. See ya, Karen.
See you later, Karen.
Okay, so up next is Champion Lance. Champion Lance is usually pretty... Actually, I'll heal later. So Lance is usually safe if you come in at full health. Sometimes people will die to this fight if they don't come in at full health, but regardless, I'm going to save anyway. So if you remember the Claire earlier who had 3 Dragonairs, we're going to see a similar theme with this guy.
That's the most powerful Pokemon trainer.
I don't know about this. I don't know about that. What about youngster Joey?
That is true.
So this Gyarados is a 2-hit from, with return. If he uses Hyper Beam on this turn... Alright, if he used Hyper Beam on that turn, he'd be forced to AFK on the next turn, and at which point I can set up an X speed to get the jump on the Aerodactyl that comes out later. I'm gonna have to take an attack from him this time because I didn't get the chance. So yeah, this guy has 3 Dragonites, 2 47s, and a 50. Dragonair evolves at level 53, I think, so... Again... He's juiced up as dudes. Clearly. This is the second 47. When the 50 comes out, it can live an Ice Punch. Which is annoying, because then it full restores and you gotta do it again. $55? It was either 53 or 55. Thanks for the tip. Nice.
Outrage. Cool.
That's me when I miss the. Okay, for some reason he didn't heal. Okay, I thought he would always heal there. Maybe I guess there's a chance. Charizard and Aerodactyl come out in a random order in this game, but they always come out last because trainers prioritize or deprioritize Pokemon that are weak to your guy. Alright, we'll see what Aerodactyl does here. He might Rock Slide. Hyper Beam misses. Great. Fantastic, thanks. He has a Rock Slide which can flinch me. So that's usually what I'm worried about if I can't outspeed the Aerodactyl, or if I can't X-speed before the Aerodactyl comes out. Outrage Lock, that's right, that's right. Yeah, that's how come Blue doesn't full heal his Exeggutor either. Spoilers later for later fights.
Swept.
So now I'm the Pokemon League champion. This category does go to red, so I'm not done yet. About 50 minutes. The level 9 Pidgeotto and Viridian Forest. Well, at least those occur naturally, I guess. That's probably where Falkner got his. Or we could just accept that level as a useful device for gameplay, but doesn't actually exist in universe in the Pokemon world. That could help too. Blah 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 blah. Lance talks a lot. Have you noticed this? Okay, so after that autosave there, I can just reset the game and skip the credits. Oops, I pressed B. I have something here for you. Yeah, Pokemon show up in the wild below the evolution pretty frequently. Like, you can get an underleveled Pidgeotto on Route 37, I think. Or maybe other nearby areas. I'm gonna talk to him again, actually. And he's gonna give me a Master Ball. Yeah, Lance is the champion in Gen 2, because Blue isn't the champion anymore, and, Red deserted. So they just gave it to Lance. I think Lance was the champion, like, canonically, before the events of Red and Blue. I could be wrong about that. I don't know my Pokemon lore. So anyway, I'm gonna get on a boat to go to the Kanto region. That is where the second half of the game will take place. Or the last roughly 50 minutes of the game.
Banger track.
Yeah, this is a banger track. So yeah, this is you get to go back to the world from Red and Blue. It's not quite as expansive or as detailed as it was, but you know, there's only so much cartridge space. Alright, so there's one fight we have to do for a mission before we're able to get off the boat in Vermilion City. This guy right here. Sir Stanley.
Stan. What up, my chop?
So, yeah, we just fought a level 50 Dragonite, and nothing else that we fight for the rest of the game is going to come close to that for a while. Well, some things will come close, but we're not gonna see anything level 50 for a while. So we're going to be just dealing with level 30s and 40s mostly.
Shine.
Psyduck is cool.
Bye, Psy.
no. Do you have to do physical labor as a laborer? I'm sorry. So anyway, we needed to take care of that guy so that other guy will let us pass through here. At which point that we can then find the old man's granddaughter. Yeah, Hoenn was pretty... I think it was immersive enough to compensate for the fact that it was only one region. I kind of liked the water sections too. I feel like that it just made the game feel huge. I always felt like the game was really beginning once I got past Lily Cove. But, you know, that's just the perspective of basically an 8-year-old. Not an actual game.
Too much water.
Not an actual game critic. Too much water. They should see this Feraligatr come through if they think that was too much water. I have to repel. I didn't put... Oh, you don't put the repels in the slot one until now. So yeah, the boat drops us off in Vermilion. We can cut a bit of travel time by going straight to the Poké Center with Fly. Because it's already marked on our map as a fly point. So almost all of Kanto is like the entire eastern half of the region is pretty much open up to us. There's only the western half is blocked off. Kind of the quickest way to be able to get there is the power plant quest. Oh, I meant to talk to him from below, but I overshot again. It's fine. It's just you have to fight that guy anyway.
Yep. Hiker Gym.
Hiker Gym with the singular Machamp. This is the fastest way to get to the power plant because there are more trainers going from Cerulean. And meanwhile, it's just this guy with the Machamp. Otherwise...
Bruno would be happy.
What?
He has Machamp.
Oh, Bruno, yeah. So this place is completely dark, just like it was in the first game. Okay, I want to make sure I'm in the right spot there. Okay, Don Juan left. Right. Down. Left. Down. I'm lost. I meant to save before I came in here. Okay, where am I? I'll figure it out, don't worry. So the real killer about this place is that you can't see where you're going, and if you go an extra tile before going through a ladder, you'll just get completely screwed up. All right, where am I? I'm gonna look up a map here, see if I can figure out where I am. So that's probably what happened, if I had to guess.
Hold on, we're almost there.
I have no clue. I can't see where I am on this map. Wait, hang on. There we go. Okay, that's where I was. All right, where am I going? All right. If only there was some way to light up a dungeon. Yeah, if only there was a giant tower full of dudes with bell sprouts. Alright, my repel. Actually, doesn't my repel usually wear off earlier than that? I guess I spent so much time bonking that I wasn't burning any steps. So, when I got out of that dungeon, I ducked into the Pokemon Center and came back out. That's to set up another teleport flag. Because you can't fly to that center. And I have to come back here again later. Where am I going? Saffron, I think? Yeah. Whoops. Alright, going to our first gym of Kanto. You can fight the 8 gym leaders and get 8 more badges. After defeating Lance. So we're gonna start with Erica. I think it's mostly for the experience. And fixes some ranges later on. Okay, so there are only I was talking earlier, I thought maybe this place had more required trainers than Claire's gym, but it only has 3. Claire has 4. So it's close, but not quite. I mean, I think it goes without saying, me getting lost in Rock Tunnel and wasting like a minute like that is still faster than doing Sprout Tower and getting Flash.
You're not wrong.
This is not in the Gen 4 remakes you had to go to Sprout Tower, this you don't. Oops. Okay, my notes say this is a one-shot with return. Let's see if that's true. Alright, that saved me a super... Well, it's a critical anyway. Didn't matter. It saved me a super effective text box. Ideally. But it did critical, so it broke even. Maybe it didn't break even. I think a critical hit, I think, is shorter than it's super effective. So we saved a few frames there. The Beauty sprite was one of the ones that they changed for the American release, or the English or that is not what I wanted to use. I wanted to use Strength. I think I'm actually short on returns now. It doesn't matter too much. So the Beauty in Japanese version was winking at you and had a slightly shorter skirt. There were a couple of things that got changed, like the medium was holding like beads. The fisherman was smoking. I think there's another trainer class. I think maybe it was the cool trainer, the female cool trainer that was winking at you. Oh, yeah, we're fine. I'm like, did I really just fight all of them? And I like fell asleep at the wheel here. Thought there was another trainer.
No. This is Erica's last one.
Ericandra.
Oh, that's a very bright Tangela.
Yeah. So Tangela is a little bulky, so we will be using Ice Punch for the super effective damage. Other than that, everybody else goes down to return. The whip was censored. Well, like the Team Rocket whip. I think Team Rocket had a whip regardless in Gen 1. Or maybe Sabrina. I think Sabrina also has a whip, but I don't know for sure. This Victory Bell is always going to Sunny Day turn 1, so free setup turn. Otherwise, I think if I didn't... If I didn't have that X attack, I think the Victory Bell would probably not live, or not die. It would live. Got Rainbow Badge. So
Nice work.
only 2 of the gym leaders actually give you TMs in Kanto. This is one of them. You get Giga Drain. And this is our last. We got to go back to We're going to the Saffron City Gym next, and then we have our last spinner pass of the run. Forgot that guy was there. I always forget that guy's there. Oh my god, she's erratic. Okay, well, she's stuck. GG.
Sweet.
These guys are also spinners, but you can go out of their field of view and they won't see you.
Ooh.
Oh, she doesn't have a whip. I think maybe she had a whip in Gen 1. But I definitely picture Sabrina holding a whip in my head. Nice critical.
Mr. Mon.
A Goldenrod City game would be cool. I don't think people want to see another one city game though. I think that was too controversial. After ZA. Oh, I beat the gym leader. All I was doing was mashing A. I can't believe I actually won. Yeah, Gen 1 does have the whip. That's what I thought. I don't know if she has a whip in Gen 2. I don't. Maybe in Japanese she does. Okay, right, up, up, down. Right, I said, not left. Right, and of course, all trainers get deactivated after you beat the gym leader. That is not the gate to Cerulean. Here it is. Alright, we're gonna go to the Cerulean City Gym next. And this is where we can finish the power plant quest. Where am I going? Into the gym. Guy shows up. Says bye-bye, go-go. I mean, this is assuming that the Pokemon games really care about what is well received in their games, which there's not exactly strong evidence pointing to that. But I think if they were going to take feedback, they wouldn't do another game that's just one city.
Oddish.
Yep, just a single Oddish. And then, I don't know if this goes without saying exactly, but we're stretching our entire PP pool out across all of Kanto. We will use one Max Ether to restore return. Other than that, it's choose your moves wisely, which I've already screwed up. I have an extra return used. I think you get 2 returns, 2 spares. I think. So at this point, I'm exactly 0 because I used a return on Executor as well. I actually can't really comment much on ZA because I didn't play it, but I definitely know that the locale was not well received. They already have a reputation for cutting corners, so people are not willing to give them the benefit of the doubt over the single location. Dusk, what's your favorite Eevee evolution? That's kind of a question that always gets asked in these runs.
Probably Jolteon.
Before I started running this,
Jolteon's a menace.
before I started running this, I really liked Jolteon. Now I'm not so sure.
Otherwise, a close second is
Maybe-
Glaceon.
Maybe a couple more frustrating encounters with Jolteon, and I'll drop Jolteon. But I think Jolteon's still probably my favorite. Was Legends is Legends not like a side series? I kind of always considered it sort of a side series.
Not sure about. I haven't played ZA.
Yeah, I haven't played it either.
I haven't even played Arceus or Arceus, depending on the person.
The last one I played was Shield, and then before that I think it was X. I did finish Shield. I did not ever finish Gen 6.
I've never played anything beyond Gen 4, surprisingly.
I played a couple of the games after Gen 4. I consider Gen 4 my cutoff point when it comes to anything I know about Pokemon. And even then, I don't revisit Gen 4 very often, so there's a lot that I forget about it. Gen 1 runners will really like this Pokemon.
Ooh, Hydro Pump.
Nope. Too inaccurate.
Truth. And you only get 5.
Yeah, oh, you do only get 5, that's true. Yeah, our moveset has been set since we taught Return. We're not going to teach over anything. I think that's the last level up move you get, anyway. Oh, what's that? Well, what's next? Strength. Strength spam. If I wanted to save Return PP, I probably could have Ice Punched like the Tangela or something. Oh well. I think Return PP is fine. It just has to last through Surge. Strength PP is also kind of tight, so I don't want to really take any risks regarding that.
Oh, Moofufu.
Moofufu. Yeah, this guy was waiting to ambush us. He's kind of a jerk. He's only got a Porygon, and this Porygon always dies in one hit, unlike the other one. So no burn risk here. This guy's a super nerd, if you ask me. Is that Pat? Is that Pat Cachutro?
Oh my.
Oops. I overshot a tile again, so now I gotta wait for her to walk up one more tile.
It's Misty. Sorry to disturb
Yeah,
you
Misty.
on your
Misty was slacking. She wasn't in the gym because she was fooling around. Cerulean City is 1-up. All right. Now we can fight the gym leader. This screen is always bait because those two sprites down there don't load in when you're flying. So we surf to avoid the trainers. Also, we can get the machine part here, which we have to hand into the power plant later. Hest. That's my name now. Thanks, buddy. Oh, it's Pikachu-cade. Super nerd Pikachu-cade. Super noob. Super lucky Texas noob. More return. She's gonna send out a Quagsire next, and the Quagsire is favored to use Amnesia on turn 1, which is another free setup turn. I think we just return for the rest of it.
Bye, Quagsire.
Bye-bye. Larpus.
Larpus.
I thought there was an emote. Never mind then. I guess this channel doesn't have the emote. I assumed it did after the last limit break.
Oh, Starmie. Oh, wow.
So she's like begrudgingly admitting that that we won and still gives us the badge. So I don't know. Maybe she could use some counseling with Claire. Oops. Oh, I gotta repel. Don't forget that. And now, yeah, we use Abra again. Head back to the power plant. I definitely hit the... Yeah, I always hit the center. I never forget to hit the center. Who do you take me for?
Yeah, we're not going back to Violet City.
I think it would probably take me to Indigo.
That is true.
That's still like one of the last places. I broke her date. She was on her date on the clock. She's supposed to be at the gym, slacking off. So the reason I have to do this is because it makes the radio tower function again, because I need to use the radio later. But I also can't get radio signal in Kanto without a special card, so I have to go to the radio tower in Lavender and pick that up as a reward for the side quest. Or not a side quest, but Lavender. I do not need to get on the bike here. I don't know why I did. Just habit. Anyway.
Just a flex.
Okay. So that's pretty much like the only like story stuff I have to do. Now I can just clean up gyms at this point. Two up to get to Vermilion. Okay, so we get to go to Surge's gym. Thankfully in Gen 2, the originals, the trash can puzzle is solved already. They decided in the new and improved, enhanced Gen 4 remakes for the Nintendo DS that there's nothing that players wanted more in their Gen 2 remakes than to have to do the trash can puzzle again.
Tell me about it. Oof.
Sheesh.
Gentleman Gregory.
Sheesh, Gregory.
Sheesh, Gregory indeed.
One of my cats is named Gregory, although it's spelled differently. That's another Pikachu right there.
Laffy.
Laffy. So yeah, you have to fight at least one trainer to get through here, but it's like a branching path. That guy just happens to be the fastest one. He only has 2 mons. I think the others have like 3 or something. Hi, Chew. That's Pikachu's dad, Raichu. He got snurfed. Raichu's supposed to be the one surfing.
Magneton still.
In the Japanese version, after you beat Surge, he says something really funny. He says, "No, you are very stronger." So I do have one more turn left. Like Surge speaks a lot of English in the Japanese version, just in like spelled out in spelled out in katakana.
Is this the last we see of Electrode?
Nope. You think that's enough electrodes?
Probably not.
Yeah, there is something very pro wrestler about Surge. Oh yeah, here's where we get rid of the Snorlax.
Wait, Computer City.
Yep. So the way you wake the Snorlax up is you use the radio and play the Poke Flute channel. Is he retired military? I think he's cosplaying. I think he's a pro wrestler.
Cosplay.
Stolen Valor. Wow. So what you're supposed to do here is you're supposed to just run away from the Snorlax and it disappears. However, I want it, so I'm going to catch it.
Ooh.
Am I going to use this? No. But he is the GOAT. Oh, I should have named him GOAT. I forgot about a naming screen. Bonk. This is a tricky stretch of movement on the bike, and I'm gonna do it extremely sloppily, probably. Alright. I think I can one-shot the Sand Slash with return, but I'm out of return, so I can't. Regardless. You like giving Snorlax Shadow Ball? Oh, too bad I sold the TM. I couldn't afford full heals. I'm sorry.
Goodbye, Sand Slash.
Sand Slash is a pretty cool guy, too.
Yeah, very cool Pokemon. Oh, it's Brock. Hello, Brock.
He's gonna turn my frying pan into a drying pan.
Oh my
He's gonna need that drying pan after I hit him with the Snurf.
Get snurfed.
Just get snurfed on.
I'm sure Brock and Steven from Hoenn would enjoy each other's company, like talk about rocks.
I guess so. Steve!
Lord Helix! I couldn't resist.
Boomer status. What are you doing, buddy?
Goodbye, Onyx.
Fun fact, Onyx has a lower attack stat than Ditto.
Wow. Sorry, Rhyhorn.
Who would win? Giant steak statue or one silly putty?
Probably Silly Putty.
See, Brock is like probably one of the stronger gym leaders in terms of levels, even though he's the first one in red and blue. Oh, no, come on, man. Come on, man. Alright, so, whoops. Okay, I gotta lock in. I don't have to lock in. I can gap and make bonking mistakes as much as I want, and nobody will criticize me for it. Anyway, there's a hidden max ether here. I'll be using that pretty much right away, because I'm out of returns. I'm completely out.
Wow, they really cut the forest.
Oops. Yeah, forest is a little, sus. So, like, whenever possible, you don't really want to hop ledges on the bike because you slow down. That's not going to stop me, clearly. Max Ether. So Max Ether gets me all my return PP back, and now I get another 20 returns. And I will almost certainly be using all of them.
I believe the remake fixed the forest.
Yeah, the remake, I think, has a actual forest.
That was incredibly short.
What was short?
The surf journey.
Yeah. Well, there's more. Anyway, here's Blue. Blue is now the Viridian gym leader because Giovanni went AWOL. And he's not champion anymore, so he had to figure out something to do. But he won't show up in the gym unless you talk to him here. Also, Cinnabar Island was completely destroyed by a volcano. I didn't even know there was a volcano in Kanto. I think maybe... Is Seafoam a volcano? But it's like all icy. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, I mentioned that the last spinner pass in the run was in Sabrina's gym, but there's actually one down there. If I wanted to save a little bit of time on movement, I could risk it, but I'm not gonna. Anyway, here's Blaine.
Nice gym, Blaine.
He still says the burn heal line here, which is funny. He really thinks it's funny.
I just realized earlier that that blue sprite is red.
What a fraud.
My cargo.
Mad Cargo, unfortunately, quad weak to the water. Was Cinnabar evacuated? Probably not. Maybe it was. I mean, they do have a working radio now. They probably could have gotten a broadcast out to people. Was that oh, that was super effective text box. I was looking away for a second. I'm like, I didn't just crit, did I? $5,000. So now we're headed to Fuchsia City. I think this is the only way you can get to Fuchsia City, or it's the only way you can access this route, because if you can go to Fuchsia City, but this route is blocked off.
Right.
Unless you come here from below. I think you specifically have to come here from below in order to... So that's part of...
That's definitely faster.
Yeah. That's part of why we had to get rid of the Snorlax. Oops. Extra tile. Can't believe that. So anyway, Koga is not the gym leader anymore. It's now his daughter, Janine. She used her Shadow Jutsu again to create clones of herself. The real one's the one on the far left. It's pretty easy to memorize which one it is. She has a level 36 Crobat. Her Pokemon actually, I think her Ariados is level 33, so pretty pathetic. Even Hiker Gym, his Machamp is stronger than her Ariados. Anyway, because Janine is such a joke, we just mash return.
Oh my gosh. Wheezing.
She should join Team Rocket. If she likes Crobat and Weezing so much, why doesn't she just marry them? Oh, it's just 2 Weezings.
Oh.
No one expects a second Weezing.
Hidden Wheezing.
Sometimes she uses a dire hit. I think it's a 50-50, or maybe it's a 1 in 4. I can't remember. But it doesn't do anything. It just wastes 2 text boxes. Dire hit actually does work in this game as intended. It increases your crit rate. It doubles it, I think. And yeah, she also gives you a ATM. She gives you Toxic. For whatever reason, Toxic is learnable by almost every Pokemon in the game. I think it and like Return, you can teach any Pokemon that doesn't have like a gimmick moveset like Ditto or Smeargle, Toxic or Return, the TMs. Alright, we got one last gym leader before the grand finale. Oh, shoot. Oh no. My movement! Can you tell that not a lot of my runs make it to this point? I maybe should have saved here. It's fine, it's fine. Blue can't kill me.
Blue has Legos in here. Look at all that.
You do be building with Legos. Koga was in Team Rocket? That's a Koga fact I didn't know. So here I gotta set up 2x attacks. Even with the 2x attack, even going to +2, their range is involved. This is where they start catching up. This is where the gym leaders start catching up to Lance. Oh, I needed to use an X speed. Oh well, Alakazam's just gonna get me then. Darn it, I forgot.
Got it.
It's fine, I have 11 full restores. What's the worst that can happen? I could use it on this Executor here, but this Executor is a range to die. And I can't let him get more than 1 turn or that Solar Beam's gonna go whoosh. Alright, Alakazam outspeeds me 100%. 100%, I think. That's fine. We're good, we're good. What's a Psychic gonna do?
He's swiping.
Let's see. I'm gonna burn another Surf on the Arcanine because it returns a range, and he'll get full restored. Actually, nah, I'll risk it. The worst that's gonna happen is he'll full restore. Extreme speed. Extremely weak, more like. If he lives this, I have to Surf though, because he'll full restore. Alright, we're good. And this guy we have to Surf because normal is not very effective.
Cleaning up, cleaning up.
Alright, that's all 16 badges across Johto and Kanto. There is only one fight left. We're gonna have a showdown with the protagonist of the first Pokemon game on top of Mount Silver. And it is potentially awful. If it goes well, it'll look like nothing. But the problem is that damn Pikachu. I'll talk a little bit about what's going to happen. So, he's going to lead with a Pikachu. It's level 81. I have to... Oh, whoops. Dang it. Oh my god.
Loop-de-loop.
I have to use a lot of setup items on the Pikachu. It is 75% to use Charm if I'm at full health. And the first item I use is a Guard Spec, which will block the attack drop from Charm. So I'm hoping he spams Charm while I set up. But the other thing you can do is 25% chance to use Thunder, which is 75%, which is 70% to land. And if he uses Thunder, it does, first of all, it kills me with a crit. But I'm going to be so low HP that I have to repel, actually, and full restore. I'm going to be so low HP that he's going to go for kill shots, and he's going to keep using Thunder. So he's going to be heal loop. I have to heal loop until he misses. And then, of course, like I said, a critical kills me. So we're going to hope for the best here. I do have to go through another dark room. This one's significantly easier than Rock Tunnel. I hope I don't get stuck again. Oops, I went over the ledge. No, you go down here. Oh, whoops, I went the wrong way. I gotta hop another ledge. Okay, I think that's right. Left. Up. Right. Down. Right. Left one, up. Left one, up. Left. Oops. Up. Right. Down. Up one. Right. Left one up. Okay, we're good. So, anyway, let's see what we get. This is a very obvious save before fight.
You got this.
Mount Silver, I think, is the same in Crystal. All right, first guy he's gonna send out is gonna be Sir Pikachu.
Pika-Pee.
Let's just mulligan that one. Like, I could just, like, do the heal loop like I said, but I already saved. It's just faster to reset that. Sheesh, Sir Pikachu. Nope.
Oh, almost attacked there.
Don't worry about it. Go to +2 and use X speed. Okay, we're pretty much okay. Even if he thunders me on this turn, I can just kill him and heal later. GG. Well, actually, it's not GG yet. A couple things can happen. He'll send out an Espeon, which might not die. He sends out a Snorlax with his Body Slam. But those are pretty unlikely to go wrong. It's that Pikachu that's really the problem. Yeah, Thunder actually hit because it's the opponent Pokemon. We all know it's rigged in their favor. So Venusaur doesn't die in one hit, but he sets up Solar Beam on turn 1 always. So he just goes AFK, pretty much. And yes, all of his Pokemon are disgustingly overleveled. Especially that Pikachu. And the Pikachu is still his weakest Pokemon, because Pikachu sucks. That's why his super effective Thunder, 120 base power, can't even one-shot me without a crit. So after this fight, there's going to be a text box. Red's gonna disappear off the screen, and then it's gonna fade to white, and the fade to white is time. We're pretty much good from here. We got rid of the Snorlax. He used Amnesia like I thought he would. Critical? Nah. Surf does like 40 damage. It's nothing. It tickles me. And then, of course, he sends out the Charizard last, like I said. If a trainer has like a fire type against my Feraligatr, they'll save those for last, typically. If you want to see a critical here, that would be nice. Nope.
Oh. Wow.
Not risking it. I think strength probably finishes there, but even with the burn. Anyway, that's Red. And we are now the greatest trainer in the world.
Pack it up, Red.
Okay, and time. Alright. Thanks for watching.
Nice job.
I hope this was a nice, chill experience. Thanks to Dusk here for keeping me company. Helped me out a little bit with some of the downtime in the run.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Thanks for watching, y'all.
Yeah, and yeah, shout outs to a lot of the Gen 2 runners out there who are who kind of keep me company while I'm running this and have helped out with some stuff. And yeah, I don't know. Anyone you want to shout out, Dusk? No. Okay, take that as a no.
Just Mr. Bramhall himself. Thanks, High Spirits.
That run was pretty good, I think. There was one fail on Red, one fail on Whitney, and then I got lost in Rock Tunnel like I always do. But other than that, pretty much by the books. Couple misclicks, nothing ever mattered. I never like used too much PP on anything. For these second credits, you can actually hold B and they go faster. All right, before I leave, I'm gonna do something real quick. We're gonna set Kenya free. And then I'll leave you with the next runner. Nightmare. Alright. I hope none of you have bad dreams, and I hope you have a great rest of your day and enjoy the rest of the marathon.
Easy.